Hello, everybody, and welcome to the SavePoint Report podcast. This is episode 6. I'm your host, Eric, and I'm joined by Marvin,
Hello, glad to be here.
joined by Eli,
Hello, everyone.
and I'm joined by Fox.
Hello, hello.
If you did not watch our Fantasy Critic draft that we did recently, a bit late on that one, Fox joined us for that, and he's joined us for the podcast today. Happy to have him. Happy to see
I'll try
everybody.
to talk louder this time.
Yeah, I think
Welcome.
hopefully we'll be able to hear everybody.
No more whispers.
We've got kind of a stacked show talking video game adaptations, so movies, shows, things that have been announced, things that have trailers, the state of that, and just the idea of a video game adaptation. Really excited to get everyone's thoughts, as well as some games we've been playing, some special segments here and there. But first, I think Eli has a story he wants to share.
Yeah, so let's see. So this weekend, our school holds a little event, or our former place of schooling, I suppose I'll say, called NerdCon. I was a vendor twice. I think we've all went to it, I believe, at the very least walked around.
Yeah.
So I went yesterday, walked around a bit, met up with some other friends of the show. Nothing super exciting to say there, but afterwards we went to a pre-release for Strixhaven, which I wasn't planning on doing yesterday because I'm doing it today after the show as well. But I went ahead and did it. So we're there. There's only 4 people. It's all 4 people. So all the 4 people we knew were going to be there. So we did a nice small pre-release, which is always fun.
Okay.
But one of their other friends, he was there. He more so plays Pokemon, but he was like kind of there just to like watch, get the vibe of like how Magic is and whatnot. None of us know this guy. He went to the same school as us, but was a little lower. I assume none of us know him. But he started talking about how for his capstone, because he was a computer science major, like myself and Eric, he made a game, and he's like, by the end of the year, it'll be finished up and be put on Steam. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And he's like, yeah, I assume you know what like Tetris is. And I'm like, yeah, of course. He's like, have you ever heard of a game called 6-Ball Puzzle? And I'm like, there's no way.
Are you kidding me?
On this planet knows what 6-Ball Puzzle is.
The best game ever?
Yeah, the greatest
I
puzzle
don't
game
know
of all
what
time.
6-ball puzzle is.
See, I know you don't know what 6-Ball Puzzle is, but the 3 of us have our great experience with 6-Ball Puzzle of Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics.
Oh, you've told me a little bit about 6-ball puzzle.
Could you
it's
pull
basically
up
like
a picture of this, Eric?
Yeah, I'm going to.
Sure, yeah. If you want to drop in some 6-Ball Puzzle. So yeah, basically this guy was like, today he's making his own version of 6-Ball Puzzle to be put on Steam. And it will have like multiplayer and like some new different rule sets and stuff. And I was like, that is so crazy because you're probably talking to one of the world's first people that have played the most 6-Ball Puzzle.
Honestly, we're probably one of the best players in the world. Like, let's be honest.
Could be.
Oh wait, you didn't mention 6-ball puzzle to me. I was thinking like one of the pool ones. This is like,
oh my god!
There was a game like this on Webkins, I think.
Really?
Like a mini game, yeah, kind of similar.
I didn't know you were a webhead.
Oh, dude, back in the day.
Genuinely, the interesting part of 6-Ball Puzzle is like, you're not just connecting the colors. You're trying to form, like, as you can see on the left, they're trying to get a hexagon shape here.
Yes, yeah.
Oh my god!
Well, he didn't get
a little more unique. Yeah, he won, but
way back in the day when the Xbox 360 first released, and I got one of the first like games that I had on it was a demo for a puzzle game called Hexic, which was sort of like a Bejeweled or something. It was similar to this, but instead of dropping stuff down, you were trying to like Bejeweled rotate on a grid, to like make either matches of 3 or like a hexagon around something. So that's very much reminding me of Hexic.
Interesting.
That's sick.
Interesting.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, it looks kind of similar.
Oh, okay. I can see the similarities.
I really like 6-Ball Puzzle. I will say it has one of the best music tracks.
Yes.
For a puzzle game. Yeah, it's just one on repeat, which does get annoying after a while, but it is so good that like yeah, if you're not gonna play it, I would recommend go look up 6-Ball Puzzle. Someone playing it just so you can listen to that track. It's great. Well, that's crazy. I never knew anybody else on the planet had played 6-ball puzzle. That's insane. We got to try out that game when they make it.
I don't think he told me what it was called, but he said like it'd be by the end of the year. He plans to have it on Steam. So yeah, I thought it was a funny little story because he said that only one other person had ever known what 6-ball puzzle was. And I was like, yeah, I believe that.
Yeah.
In fact, I feel I'm surprised.
Honestly,
person knew what it was.
Yeah.
I thought that was a fun little update.
We
can get into the main show though, because I don't think from our pre-show discussion, no one else did anything of interest this week. So
not interesting enough for the pod.
That is a good OST from 6-ball puzzle. I pulled it up while you guys were talking.
Yeah, it goes crazy. It goes crazy.
All right. So the kind of main topic for this show is the slew of video game adaptation announcements we've gotten in the past week. And really in the past couple years, of announcements that still have not come out. We've got a couple coming up, so I want to maybe we'll talk about those first. But the way we're going to couch this is I want to gauge everybody's hype level on these projects. So, when at the end of the discussion or beginning, whatever you want to, just say, my hype levels 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. 5 being I need to watch this yesterday. I'm so excited for it. I can't wait. 1 is I have absolutely no interest, or I'm interested in how bad it's going to be. Maybe that could be your 1 as well.
Is 0 applicable?
We could do 0. Maybe everybody gets 1 0. How about that?
Can I get 5 zeros?
No.
You're spoiling it. You're spoiling it.
Mario shows Sonic. All right. So I guess before we get into it, Cyberpunk Edge Runners, what video game adaptations have you guys actually watched? I would say that's more of a. I've watched most of it. I only haven't seen 1 episode. I would say it's. I guess maybe technically not an adaptation, just since it's not adapting the actual story. Right? But I think we're still counting that, right?
It's adapting the world.
Yeah, spirit of the idea. Yeah, exactly. Like the Fallout show.
Those
the
GOAT. Plus, I would say the first season of the Last of Us show, all upper echelon of what a video game can be.
I think
the first season of the Last of Us show.
Yeah, that's what Marvin said.
Sorry.
The second season was kind of doo-doo butt of The Last of Us, but
the first 2 episodes are pretty good, I think. But then after that, it's
it just.
I have no interest in a Last of Us show because I'm the game is already kind of a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's I think a common theme for some of the ones we're going to talk about too.
It's that's why I'm sort of more interested in stuff like Edge Runners that doesn't adapt the plot of the game bar for bar, and instead they do a different corner of it. I've always thought those are more interesting, or things that have a different twist on it. I think the Sonic movies are they're not masterpieces or anything. I think they're better than the Mario movies. Yeah. But
I really, that third one especially, I really enjoyed it.
I watched it on a plane. It was good.
That's the perfect plane movie.
It really is, honestly.
Yeah.
I was doing a lot of travel recently. It's not a perfect plane movie. Just as a side tangent, I watched. I saw the TV Glow on a plane.
Oh,
interesting.
I've heard of that. I haven't seen it though.
It's very good. It's not a good plane movie. I was just sitting here after it was over and just dissociating in a plane. But Sonic 3 was very good for the plane.
Yeah.
It doesn't require a ton of thought, but it's fun. It's flashy.
I saw the clip of old man Dr. Eggman guy getting bug zapped, and I feel like that's the only thing I need to see from that movie.
Oh my god! What was his line where he's young Jim Carrey is oh, this is terrible. And he goes, I know, a woman in the military.
Oh, true. I've seen that clip too. Yeah, that one's pretty funny.
To be fair, I think Jim Carrey kind of carries those movies a bit.
I can see that.
I think everybody else is good. No one's really dragging it down, but he's definitely the highlight. He's so funny.
I do wish we lived in a universe where they didn't change Sonic, though. I just really wish we could see the terrible Sonic.
We got to see it once. That was enough for me.
I do like that Jim Carrey also keeps coming out of retirement for the Sonic movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True, yeah.
Yeah, if they write like a script penned by the gods, handed down by angels, and then he's like, "I'm coming back for Sonic 3, baby."
He's gonna be doing those Sonic movies till he's on his deathbed, I think.
No, it's
Sonic's
over
had
for
some-
him. What are y'all talking
Sonic-
about? He's been switched out. He's a skinwalker. He's changed.
No,
Yeah.
No,
oh yeah,
that was a dude in a mask.
No, but
Oh, it
wasn't the
was?
dude in the mask like that was an AI thing? Like that wasn't real.
It wasn't
It
real.
really was him. It was him at the thing. Yeah.
Oh! It was.
Yeah.
Sonic does kind of have a history of like good adaptations though, because there's there's the old cartoons like Sonic Side of Him is pretty good. That was kind of adapting the Ken Penders comics before he got crazy and like started doing weird stuff with like child grooming and Sonic touching.
Okay, of course.
Those comics get weird, but then like there's one where he's Urkel, the Sonic's like Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog or something, and in Sonic Underground where there's the triplets, they're all three voiced by Urkel. So you get triple.
Oh, like actually voiced by Urkel. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, they're voiced by Julia White.
I see.
Legitimately.
That's neat. I've heard Sonic Boom is good too, right?
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
I've seen some funny jokes from it.
Okay.
I haven't like sat down and watched the show ever, but like the clips I see on Twitter are good.
Okay.
I do like the episode that I've saw a lot of where he gets like miseried, like the Stephen King book, by a guy who like makes him act out Sonic fan fiction.
Kirby Right Back at You was around the time of some of those older Sonics. Yeah, I like that. Some of the 3D animation in it is a little uncanny nowadays, but I did like it as a kid a lot. It was on like 4Kids, I think.
I watched a lot of it, and they also that like Kirby collection they did for the Wii with like Shards and Superstar and all those. It had like 3 episodes of the show available to watch.
Interesting.
I watched those 3 quite a few as well. I think
I like Rick in that.
Sonic X.
Yes.
About that one. Moving on. Shows I think tend to work better for video game adaptations.
Yeah, I feel like usually the shows have a higher track record. I heard
Castlevania is pretty good.
Oh yeah, Castlevania. I watched like the first 2 seasons of that. I like those.
It is a bit of a fallout, but there's still a lot of cool stuff in 3, and then the animation's good, at least in Nocturne.
Have any of you guys watched the Twisted Metal show? Because I've heard that's good.
But yeah, I've heard that's good as well.
Yeah.
No, I haven't. There's one that I forgot to throw on this list that we should definitely talk about. We will get to that.
Oh my gosh, you like somehow opened a link on my computer. What? How was that? Okay, that's very strange.
Yeah, I think overall, I haven't seen a lot of the movies. I haven't seen Borderlands. Heard that was terrible.
I did Borderlands. I had wiped it from my brain.
Okay.
One day. I wanted to. I know I was begging Eric to go see it.
I don't even recommend
go watch it with me.
It's so fucking boring.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like fun bad, but I don't know. Maybe
I don't remember who it was, but I remember seeing someone say that it was the kind of movie that they would have available in hell. That's like the tier level of that movie.
It's the only flight available. It's the only thing available on flights if you're going to like Britain.
You're going to somehow go into something more miserable than the Borderlands movie.
Sure, like you have to like set your expectations low so that it seems nice when you're here. There was that Rampage movie with The Rock. Did you guys watch that?
No, I did not watch that.
Is that a game?
Yeah, it's an arcade game.
I mean, I've seen clips from that.
Rampage is an arcade game, yeah. It's the one where you're like climbing on the buildings as a kaiju and like punching them.
It's an old arcade game.
Sick. Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures, best theme song.
Oh, true. Yeah. The Pack is back. I watched that a lot as a kid. I don't know if anyone else has that same experience.
I've been wanting to watch the Monster Hunter movie.
Oh, I forgot that was
very
thing.
bad.
That's crazy.
It's like an isekai.
Yeah, they come in with like military equipment and stuff, right? Into like the Monster Hunter world. Like, what are we doing?
I think that's similar to the Doom movie because there's a Doom movie that's like really low budget,
like with The Rock. Isn't that with The Rock?
Yeah, I think it has The Rock in it. Yeah,
of course.
Yeah,
he's in everything.
But
yeah, I'm sure we'll remember more as we're talking about the upcoming ones. But yeah, to get into these, the first one I wanted to talk about was the Mortal Kombat 2 movie. So I'm a big fan of Mortal Kombat as a game series, but I have not watched the first movie. I should have watched it in preparation for this. I heard it was fine. I heard it was all right. The original movies, I watched those when I was younger, and I enjoyed those. Those were fun. The story was like whatever, but so it had some fun effects, and like the characters were interesting. They're definitely trying to make it look more like Mortal Kombat as opposed to the original ones. I just think unfortunately it looks awful. The
effects are so bad.
The effects are bad. The writing's bad. The acting seems
bad. The green
bad.
Screen is horrid. Look at how bad that looks.
Like it's terrible. The casting seems fine. That's like the part that I'm like, okay, I think they kind of, but like, I don't know. It seems. It's tough. I don't know how well suited for an adaptation Mortal Kombat is if you're trying to take it this seriously.
Yeah, I think it needs to be like 80% stupider.
Like they're just treating this like it's I don't even know. Like it's the second coming of Christ. They're giving it too much reverence, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
It looks like they're very much trying to like. It seems very Marvel to me.
Yes,
and like the way people talk about Marvel movies, like when they're getting into their weird like lull that most of Phase 4 has been. I'm just like, none of this is interesting to me. It looks stupid. The jokes look bad. I wish they had just leaned more into like what the original movies did and just said, "Fuck it, we're gonna go dumb and cheesy as hell."
Yeah. Because like Mortal Kombat, I mean, it's not tough, right? You just need to have a lot of good action scenes, which I think it looks like it might have some good ones. I don't know. But it's like
a lot of those effects just look so bad.
And it's like a good thing, a nice thing about the Mortal Kombat like campaign modes is that yes, obviously you have like the good fights, but there's typically like a decent like compelling reason that you are fighting. And just from the writing, I don't know if they're going to be able to pull that off. I like that Johnny Cage is in it. I think that'll add like a good amount of levity. I just don't know about this casting. Like Carl Urban's a good actor, but he just doesn't.
Was better.
Yeah, it just I don't know.
He sounds like it's like his mannerisms and the way he's talking just sounds so British, but he's not. He doesn't. He's like
is he Australian?
Not having an accent.
Or am I crazy?
Oh, is he Australian? I don't know.
Yeah.
He just sounds exactly like Butcher.
Yeah.
But as if Butcher was doing an American accent. That's
but
what it sounds like.
He's doing like throughout this entire trailer, he's doing like this very serious like thing, and then sometimes he'll get like a little, he'll get a little like pissed or whatever. But Johnny is like he's funny, like he's bringing an amount of levity and like confusion and curiosity and kind of like that fish out of water vibe to it, but in a much more charismatic way that it doesn't seem like they're doing here.
Is this one that you pulled up the first trailer? Because I watched the second trailer. I don't think I've seen this one. And I just saw the line, whoa, I don't know if I feel good about hitting a girl, and she says, "Don't worry, you won't." And I just don't think this movie's going to be good. I just don't think it's going to be good.
I feel like they could still make it very serious and gritty, but I think like if you're going to make it serious and gritty, that should be the joke, is how serious and gritty it is.
Sure, yeah.
Like it would be kind of funny, and then having like just insane amounts of gore and stuff in it, because like that's what the series is known for.
Yeah, but it even looks like they're kind of going light on that. They're trying to make it very gory while maintaining realism, but that is not what Mortal Kombat is at all. It is very gory and just ridiculous, and that's what's funny about it. I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna give this a hype factor of 2. I think this the costumes and the casting is decent enough that hopefully the fight scenes are good enough. I enjoy it. But everything else about it just seems kind of mid.
I don't care about this movie. I'd go and see it if you guys wanted to go see it with me. That's the only reason I would go see it.
So we'll call that a 1.
What
about you guys? Are you excited for Mortal Kombat 2?
I mean, personally, I thought the trailer was not as bad as what y'all were saying. But I might just be blind.
Delusion.
I think I don't enjoy Johnny Cage being the primary like person. I just not a big fan of it following him around in the storyline. So that's why I'm not as excited for it. I do think that they were playing a little bit into the unseriousness, like with the Scorpion "Get over here." It sounds like it's straight from the game. There's no way like a human would say that. Like,
true.
Well, that's
so
what
in my mind,
you
they're like
have to
playing
say
it
to
up.
get over here in a Mortal Kombat movie.
Yeah, it.
Sure. But like,
I
I think like
yeah. I don't know.
if they're
Like, look at
in
the blood
that
effect
scene
that
right
just
there,
happened.
yeah, but
That was
there's no way
horrid.
there. That's them trying to be serious, right? Like that is kind of over the top, sliced
Yeah,
and
it
vibe
is over
in
the
my head.
top. It is over the
But it
top,
looks
but it's
terrible.
just yeah.
If it looked
Yeah,
good, but it's
possibly.
like even that still like the lighting on Johnny Cash like just looks so
Yeah, it
green
just
screen
doesn't.
and it looks so bad.
Yeah.
Either way,
I don't even think
I'm
it
not.
looks funny.
Yeah, I'm not like super excited to see it. I'm just like offering a different perspective here. So I guess I'll put it at like a 3,
Okay,
maybe
so middle of the pack.
middle of the
Good
road.
I hope
baseline.
you enjoy being on fire forever because of that opinion.
On fire.
In hell.
Fox, what about you?
It's a 1 for me. I don't think it looks even funny.
Okay.
There's no world I think where I go to see this unless my dad's like, "Hey, do you want to go to the movies?" I'm like, "Sure."
Yeah, it's I probably won't even. I didn't even watch the first one.
I'm not gonna see it in theaters, but
Yeah.
when it goes on streaming, I might watch it.
Yeah, could be fun. Now the second one, these are the only two with like actual trailers so far. So this is the Street Fighter movie, and I think Mortal Kombat can
This
take
is
a
exactly
page out of
opposite.
its book.
Yes,
I
because this
think.
one looks good.
Yeah, it looks stupid. The writing doesn't seem great, but it's like I feel like
think it
it's
fits.
capturing the essence of Street Fighter much better than than Mortal Kombat is.
The thing I think has me excited for this one is that it's like all WWE stars, and I think they will bring the like ridiculous, over the top stupidity that Fighter needs to really like be a fun adaptation. I think it's gonna be ridiculous. I think it'll be fun.
Yeah, the characters seem like they like you kind of even just from the trailer, you get a sense of what's going on in their lives and how that's going to impact the story. Like with Ken being super successful, he's still a fighter. Ryu is like it's like punished Ryu, and they're trying to reconnect to face off in this tournament. And then you've got like all these other characters that look incredibly close to their video game counterparts. Which again, I think Mortal Kombat does a good job of, but there's just so much more color. The Ken's beating up a car, like the classic mini games from the games. You're getting all these classic moves. The humor, we'll see. I'm not like I don't think it's gonna be the funniest movie of the year or anything, but I'm a good bit more excited for this one.
This movie might have a lot more like I feel like the physical comedy will be funny,
which is
maybe, and maybe not necessarily the dialogue.
Which
I feel like this
makes
is more
sense for a
important in a
fighting
movie
game.
like this. Yeah.
Have any of you guys seen the older Street Fighter movies?
I don't. I think I've seen like bits and pieces, but
I saw one of them, I think, but I was very young, so I don't remember it at all.
Yeah.
It's like I think it'll be hard to beat because those movies are really funny.
Are there multiple? I thought it was just one.
I think there are 2. There was an anime as well, but that's not relevant to this. There's like a line I think of a lot in one of them from Bison. It's something along the lines of like, the day that Bison came to your village and destroyed everything was the most important day of your life. For me, it was Tuesday.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Like, as long as they bring that vibe to this, I don't think I agree with you. I don't think the writing is going to be very good, but I think the comedy is going to be good from like the perspective of seeing them move around like this. WWE actors are willing to get in the paint and like get flung around and look stupid.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to go a lot harder on that. I did just see that thing where he's like, "I'm pretty sure I just saw him shoot a fireball." There's going to be a lot of lines where I'm like, ugh. But,
yeah. Marvin, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm definitely liking it more than Mortal Kombat. I think you're right with the costumes looking like pretty much perfect. And I mean, I'm hearing a lot of like effects and like moves that I'm like, yeah, this just looks like the game. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
I guess to start off the hype factors, I'll put it at a 4. And in retrospect, I'd like to knock my Mortal Kombat score down to a 2.
Okay.
Because
Interesting.
you're right.
Interesting.
Seeing it back to back, I would agree with what y'all were saying. I was just
I
trying
mean,
to be
hey,
devil's advocate there.
No, I mean that's fair, but I also I like when we have different scores. You know, I think it's good that we're having different perspectives on it.
I didn't want to put this at a 5, and I also didn't want to put it only one above the Mortal Kombat.
That's fair. That's fair. I think with what's coming up, yeah, I think I'm gonna I am gonna agree with you, Marvin. I think I'm gonna put it at a 4. I'm close to a 5 though. I'm close. Just for what, because I do think the ceiling is a bit low for how good these adaptations tend to be or can be, and I think this is looking like it's gonna be, you know, close to the top of the pack in terms of what I want from one of these. So I'll give it a very strong 4. I'm excited.
I'd do a 3.
3?
I think it does look fun, and I think if somebody asked me to watch it, I would not sigh heavily before agreeing.
Okay.
But I'm still not like jumping out of my chair to go run to the theater and see it or anything.
I think I agree with Fox's sentiment, but I feel like I'd probably put that at more of a 2 for myself, I guess. Because like I think I more so would go see this with, but let's like if one of you guys were like, let's go see this. If I heard it was good and it gets put on a streaming service, then I would watch this. I think.
Whereas
by
you
myself.
probably wouldn't with Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, even if Mortal Kombat supposedly was really good, I really don't care about that one. Because at least this one looks visually interesting and looks like it could be funny.
Yeah. All right. So for the rest of these, a lot of these are kind of further out. So there's not as much to talk about other than, you know, like the creative teams. But we'll go with this. This was revealed pretty recently. Netflix is making a Gears of War movie. David Leitch is, I don't know. It says he's attached. I don't know if he's directing or writing this one.
I think he has control over it now.
Yeah, but like in what way? I don't know.
I would assume at least like directing or like story wise.
Yeah, directing or right. I don't hope probably. I don't know. I just don't see it in this.
Oh, I see.
I don't see it in this article.
Attached.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I think you guys were looking it up. This is the Bullet Train guy, right?
Yes.
Train, John Wick, nobody.
Okay, but not the director of John Wick, because that's a different guy. I don't think so.
He's been attached to it.
But attached to it. Okay. Yeah.
But that's a good solid list right there.
Yeah, and I think that list is about the only thing that is remotely interesting to me about this, as someone who doesn't really have a history or affinity with Gears of War.
Yeah, I don't. It's not 2009 anymore. I don't want to or know anything about Gears of War.
Yeah,
I feel like Gears of War in my brain is like the most generically video game to exist.
Yes, 1000%.
Like you could, any scene where somebody's playing a video game in a movie or a TV show or something, you could slot in Gears of War and it would make no difference.
Yeah. It's like quintessential like PS3 360 era like action. Yeah, when I think of that, the Gears of War is basically what I think of pretty much.
There's a degree to that where I'd like that that's the case, but not enough that I would be interested in actually playing it or really like wanting to watch a movie about it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Bullet Train's a really good movie. I think it's a lot of fun. It's a very good action movie.
Yeah.
But it's also very small scale and personal. Like the entire thing takes place on the trip.
Yeah, and it's very much boosted by that premise, right? By that tight, like, let's see how we can work with these restrictions we've placed on it. And knowing Gears of War and that it's pretty much just like a big alien invasion, like, I don't know what that main draw is going to be.
It's so like bombastic from everything I've seen of it. Obviously, I'm like, haven't played it, so I can't say for sure like how faithful what I'm saying is. But in my perspective of it, it's so bombastic and crazy and huge. I'm like, I would prefer like a Michael Bay, honestly.
Yeah.
Just to like make it stupid and dumb and make it a big dumb war movie. I think a world where you try to take it seriously. Like if I see this guy and it's like supposed to be a serious thing, I'm just like it's not pulling me in. Like I know one of them has a sad scene where his wife died. They have the Mad World trailer.
Yeah.
But I'm like, no, I can't take Gears of War seriously these days.
You think Dave Bautista is going to play this? Well, I don't even know what this guy's name is. Mr. Gears.
Marcus
Marcus Felix. I feel like 10 years ago, yes. I just don't know if
he's a little slimmer now.
Anymore. He's slimmer. He's older. Like I have no doubt he could. He's a great actor, but I don't know if he would still want to, or if they would still be looking at him to do it. Probably, we'll see. Probably at least someone, right? Like I feel like he's kind of made for that world almost. And honestly, getting someone like him would probably make me more interested in it, I think. I would need to see what the tone they're going for is. If it's just like dramatic war movie with aliens, I could not care less. If somehow they do try to take like a campier route or like I don't know, something like that, maybe that could be more interesting, but I don't see that happening with Gears 4.
The only way I would want to or would watch this movie is either if, like you said, it's very campy and funny, or if it's really terrible and funny. And that's the only reason I would want to watch this movie.
Marvin, what were you saying earlier?
I lost. I don't.
All good.
remember.
I think even if it is trying to do like a serious take on a big dumb alien war movie, I think even if it's good, I wouldn't care that much.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll see. I would give this a 1. But what were you saying?
I just like I agree. Like I don't want to watch the serious version of this movie, but at the same time, if all the games are serious, I feel like it would be kind of unfair to the fans to just make the whole movie kind of like a joke thing, like the Minecraft movie was.
Sure.
That's what we didn't talk about.
Oh yeah, the Minecraft movie.
I brought it up early, but that's like the only one I've really watched, like as an adaptation. And I have my opinions.
I haven't seen it.
But overall, I was a good experience.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I think that is kind of it's a good question about a lot of these adaptations in general. I think something like Gears of War just shouldn't have an adaptation, or at least it's hard to expect that an adaptation of Gears of War is going to be good in any way. Because I do think you kind of have to go out of its wheelhouse to do something interesting with it. I don't think adapting it straight up from the game is going to be interesting, really. So,
I think Michael Bay do this is like probably the only way it would be.
Like just make it
to make a big
ridiculous.
Dumb action movie.
Yeah.
And I think that could fit because you could still make it like ridiculous and serious and it'd be enjoyable if it's just really, really ridiculous over the top, like things exploding every 3 seconds and like, I don't know, alien guts raining from the sky.
Yeah.
And just blowing them up every 5 seconds.
What could be a funny way to do it is like as if it were a documentary about the events of the game.
Ooh,
that would be a cool twist on it. Yeah.
Have you seen like the Halo Believe ads for Halo 3?
I think so.
It's like this ad campaign they did for Halo 3, just for context, where they go through like a bunch of interviews with fictional veterans from this war, talking about it as if they were like have served their tour on duty, and it's it ends with this like diorama that they made with like they have a line where it was made by human hands because they shouldn't have a machine doing something like this for humanity, and it's an incredible ad campaign. It's so good, actually.
Interesting.
Like, unironically, it's very compelling. And I think if they like tried to do like a full movie like that, like almost like a Civil War documentary or something,
that could be cool.
A fun way to take it that I would not be expecting. I don't think people would accept it as an adaptation tonally necessarily, like fans of the games.
Sure.
Might not, but I think I would like it more.
Like almost like kind of like a Cloverfield kind of thing, but with a war element to it. Yeah. That could be cool. That could be cool.
No, I think that could maybe even get closer to the spirit of the game than what it might be or what might happen with this, whatever it goes in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they need to do something unique to break out of
just
big
with what we have to go on, I'd give it a 1, but what about y'all?
0.
I anticipate this being absolutely horrid, giving it a 4 because that sounds like it'd be hilarious.
Hey, that's valid.
That one.
I mean, we love watching terrible movies, so
yeah. Well,
I
the thing is,
more
do
enjoyment
we
out of bad
think
ones
the
than good
Bullet
ones.
Train guy is gonna make a movie so bad that it's funny though? I don't know. That's like my reservation.
I also did not notice that this is Netflix's Gears of War until just now.
Yes, it's a Netflix movie.
This is gonna suck.
Yeah. All right. Okay, next we've got the Magic the Gathering movie from Matt Johnson. For those that don't know, Matt Johnson. Well, yeah, this one's kind of an outlier, but we do talk quite a bit of Magic on this channel, so I thought it's worth including.
There is a video game.
Well, yeah, true. There is a video game, but I don't think
there's a few.
That this is what this is adapting.
And there's a Magic video game that is not a card game, even.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's like a top-down, like something
gauntlet type thing. Yeah.
Did that ever come out? I thought it was canceled.
No, it was on the original Xbox. So I own it.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of something else.
The original Xbox.
Yeah.
God damn, it's old.
Yeah.
The Magic's old.
Yeah, Magic's quite old. So it's Matt Johnson is being eyed to direct. He did the BlackBerry movie, which I have not seen, but I've heard is good. And he's done. He's part of the duo that does. Oh my gosh, Nirvana the band, the show, and then Nirvana the band, the show, the movie last year, which I need to see. I feel like I would really enjoy that.
I do too. Yeah.
But I haven't watched it. So I think that show is very like absurdist, sarcastic humor. I mean, maybe not sarcastic, but certainly absurdist. BlackBerry, I think, was just kind of a by the numbers but well done, like comedic documentary about the creation of the BlackBerry.
Have you seen it? It's not especially comedic. I have. It's pretty good.
Okay.
But it's sort of like the Social Network light. I would describe it as. It is very good. Glenn Powell's very good in it. Or Glenn Howerton.
Glenn Howerton's in it.
Yeah, right? Glenn Howerton. Yeah.
I mixed this up.
Maybe he'll be in this.
Playing a complete bastard. But,
yeah, he'll be Jace.
It is a.
Okay, hold on. That casting could work. That could be good.
That would be fire. That would make Jason a character.
Yeah. And so, okay, obviously, I think the most likely scenario is that this is just like a, the fall of Ravnica or something, like they adapt kind of a plane or like a few planes. It's this grand fantasy adventure that's kind of from beginning to end takes place within the universe. But in my imagination, I would like to see almost like maybe you still do that, like that fantasy kind of story, but with what Matt Johnson has done in the past, and he's gone on record saying like he loves Magic. It like taught him how to read. He has a great affinity for the card game itself. I think it'd be interesting to almost have like a real world element to it as well. Like you could even play it like for comedic purposes or however you want to do it. But I think couching it in that this is like a card game, that could be another interesting take on it.
I could see them doing the real world lore of like what Magic is, where it's like you're actually planeswalkers summoning those creatures and stuff. I think that's very likely the way they could bring it, but I do think they'll just do like the guild pack doing an adventure or something. I think that's the most likely.
Yeah.
Have you guys heard of the manga Destroy All of Humanity? It cannot be regenerated.
I know of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an official Magic the Gathering manga about two kids in middle school when the game first came out, playing the game and getting into like the more competitive scene. And they use actual decks from that time, like they use Turbo Genius, Bottle Gnomes, shit like that. It's very, very cool. And there was a degree of it that was interesting to me when I was reading it, where I'm like, ooh, they're throwing out like moxes, like because that was just what they did back then. Like that's so much money. But it's very interesting. It fully is like about these kids going to like tournaments and stuff and trying to get better at the actual card game. There's no Save the World Yu-Gi-Oh style element to it. It is played like completely straight up, like this is people getting into a card game.
Interesting.
And it works pretty well.
I would be interested in that, but I feel like if then they took and put like had crazy like the summoning of real creatures and having them fight and stuff, I feel like that would be very bad. I think that would make it bad. It'd make it very cringe.
100% disagree. I want a
Really?
Yu-Gi-Oh style magic show.
Well, this is a movie. I do think they're also making a show, though. I think they're making like an animated show or something.
Yeah.
It's been in the rumors for a while, but I think it's like in limbo.
Because like I could even see like almost like a Jumanji kind of thing, you know, where it's like there's these four friends at the beginning of the movie that are coming together to play a game of Commander, and then for some reason or another, like what they're playing starts to not like they go into the world of Magic or whatever, but the things that they're doing affect like the actual world, like you're saying, Eli, like it kind of they're the planeswalkers or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it would be a cool way to not just have it be fantasy movie with Magic characters, because to me that just doesn't seem very interesting.
Do a full movie about Duskmourn. They accidentally end up in the house.
That'd be sick.
That would be cool. That would be cool. And I do think that is one nice thing. It's like because there's so many sets and so many different like varying themes between those sets. If they do that kind of like multi-plane story, there's visually, I think at least it has potential to look great. So I
think there's a lot like they could do so much more with Magic as an IP than what they do now. I think if you were to like just make movies and stuff about planes, like it would be incredible. Like you could do as terrible of a set as it is, an Aether Drift movie could be sick. Like the Wachowski Speed Racer movie.
Yeah.
Just go crazy. I do have in my mind the ideal version of a Magic adaptation would be a show in the style of like Doctor Who.
Okay, yeah, that'd be cool.
Like, following a planeswalker on like random episodic adventures through the whole like multiverse of Magic. I think that would be incredible. I would love that.
Oh yeah,
I think that's a good call. Yeah, that would.
I think in general, I dislike the like real life bringing in like for example the Lego movie when it was like real at the end. I was like, this is just makes the movie bad in my opinion. I mean, I have since enjoyed the movie as a whole, but I really don't like that premise. I think I set it up earlier in my opinion. But for these movies, I would be fine with just straight up like setting up the premise of planes and having like good characters that you can carry through different, like you're saying, sets, and then just having like some really cool ass stories in those planes. And I think you can have different vibes for which plane you're in. So like in Guilds 1, it can be very like Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones-esque, you know. And then like you were saying, Fox, you go to Aether Drift and you have like a Mad Max racing to the death season or movie. I think that would be my favorite way to experience it, but I mean,
but do you think that is well suited for a movie over a TV show? Because like to me, I think that is a great idea, but I think like Fox is saying that would work better as like an episodic, like, okay, this episode we're here, this episode we're here. I feel like a movie might, if you're trying to have a distinct story in each of these planes, you might just be trying to do too much in a an hour and a half, 2 hours.
All in one movie. I'm saying like the extended Magic the Gathering universe. Yeah, like in general, that would be their plan for it.
Gotcha.
One movie in this plane, this show in this plane, and then you could see, actors would stick with it because they're planeswalkers.
Yeah,
I think it's been a while since one came out, but there were books for Magic.
No, one just came out. Like,
did it? I hear most of
Omens of something. I think I've heard it's generally good, the newest one, but yeah, I don't think a lot of the older ones are that great.
I know Brendan wrote like a short one.
Oh, that's cool. I just think they need to be realistic, right? Like we have something like DC, for example, that they're embarking on this new kind of universe, and like so far it's done like decent, it's done well, but like even they are like trying to keep budgets under control, carefully picking projects that they think will do well enough that they can continue to keep branching out, but having that core foundation. And I think if such a like an entertainment foundation like DC is kind of struggling, and even Marvel in a lot of ways as well, is kind of struggling to build out this huge world. I think that, Hasbro, whoever, would be smart to look at Magic as like, let's try and make one good thing first and not really bank on this becoming, a multi-million. Of course, I think they're delusional enough that they're going to say this needs to be a 10-movie, 8-show thing. I'm sure that the shareholders or whatever are demanding that pretty much. But I think especially getting someone like Matt Johnson tells me that at least for the first movie, it is going to be a pretty self-contained thing that I'm hoping is more interesting for me than just just a story in that and strictly in that universe.
I have had the horrible realization that technically it could just like be a series of crossovers and cameos slop, given what the game is becoming these days.
There's no way.
I'd like that. That'd be so funny.
It could happen.
If someone in SpongeBob, like Yoda turns into SpongeBob.
I don't think it's gonna happen. I would give this a 3. I think like I said, I'm more worried about what angle they're gonna approach it at, but I'm excited because of the creative team, and I think the IP has a lot of potential for sure.
To clarify, what is a scale of how likely I would be to watch it, or how
just like how
I
hyped you are? Yeah, like how interested do you think? Like how good do you think it might be?
Okay, I see. For me, I'm up around 4 or 5 with what it's gonna be like. Since we haven't seen a trailer yet, we don't know what direction we're going in. I think in general, like Magic the Gathering, it is kind of like one of the best games, throughout my life that I've been playing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really interested to see where this goes. I guess I'll give it a 5.
Interesting.
Not saying that, once trailers come out that might change.
Sure.
I think currently, like, this is a movie that I definitely am going to go see in theaters, right? Mm-hmm. But as for hype, I don't know. I'm not like particularly excited about it because there's nothing to really talk about. So I'll give it a fat 2 because I know for a fact that when I go, there'll be a promo card or something that I'll be able to get, and that will be cool.
Okay, yeah, there'll be some sort of.
Would that raise it from a 0 or from a 1?
From a 1, I guess, because a 1 would be like I don't want to go see it. I guess. But I'm definitely going to go see it. So I'm not like, and there's no information about it, so I just don't.
Yeah.
I wash my hands
right there with a 2, or I'm like, I'm gonna go see it for sure. Mm-hmm. And I'm curious to see what they do with it. That's sort of the extent of my excitement for it right now. But I am looking forward to seeing like the Ninja Turtles and Spider-Man. So
that would be so cool.
They just do a new Lord of the Rings movie, but they call it a magic movie.
Oh my god, it's going to be Ready Player One.
No way.
Holy shit.
See, that's what I think of when I think of a movie that's going to be live action and bringing, because they could even if they didn't have any crossover stuff in it, they could very easily just be a Ready Player One, but with just like all the like random Magic the Gathering characters that no one's ever heard of. Yeah. And have like Grognar the Fortuitous is gonna like come through like an in-game portal, and it's like, okay, like only 3 people in here know what that is.
See, like that would be hilarious if they actually played with that, like on a meta level. Like they have these,
true, that would be fun.
Like the wait for applause sections in those Marvel movies when characters appear, but they do it with Thibble
the generator.
Guys, it's blue.
That's
everything.
Yeah.
I mean, if Quintorius pulls out a sling,
portal,
like there's gonna be cleanup on aisle my seat. Like, it's gonna be crazy. But like, I know that's not gonna happen.
Yeah,
it could be like a Jumanji style plane hopping thing. There's a part where they see like the poison dart frog. He's like, "Be careful, it has death touch."
Oh, like the amount of. I hope the references are done well in like a Fallout way. Where it's like they make it, why they bring it up like makes sense contextually for what's going on in the story, and not just, man, I'm really feeling like a 2 toughness kind of day right now. Like they need to
man,
be careful.
That guy's probably like 8 mana.
Yeah. But we'll see. We'll see. Okay. Next up, we've got the Elden Ring movie. This is, I believe, just started filming. The writer-director Alex Garland, who's done Annihilation, Ex Machina. He did that Civil War movie. I think Warfare as well. He's done a bunch of stuff.
Producers of Game of Thrones.
Oh, really? Interesting.
I believe
Kit Connor is starring in it. He was in the show Heartstopper. Kaylee Spaney, who was in Alien Romulus, and Ben Whishaw from Skyfall. Oh, and I think Nick Offerman as well is going to be joining the cast.
possibly.
So that'll be interesting.
Who the fuck is Nick Offerman playing?
I don't know. And that's the question, right? Like, what is this gonna be? Like, is this going to be an adaptation of the lore of Elden Ring? Because I know that's like a pretty compelling story.
It's
been what?
Well, yeah, it just said it mentioned like the lands between realm, and that there would be a warrior trying to do what the main game story is. So it might just be like a.
Well, I think it's saying that's the game. It says, but the game is set in the Shadowlands between and all that stuff. But we don't know what the actual. We don't know what the movie is. And so it could be that it could be following. I don't know if you guys the movie Green Knight, The Green Knight. Like it's like that. I haven't watched it. But...
I read the book.
You read the book? Okay.
Yeah, I read it when I took British literature in college.
Oh, interesting. So I know that was a very almost like I don't know if minimalistic is the right word, but very like pared down, like melancholic story, like adventure where you're getting these larger creatures and stuff, but it works a lot with like perspective and scale to like tell this story and not like a super bombastic way. So I've heard people say that could be the approach if it is like following just someone's journey through this land as the game kind of does. But so I think it is kind of between that or telling the story of the lore with all these crazy characters and these, betrayals and families, almost in like more of a Game of Thrones style, because George R.R. Martin did help with the writing and the world building of the game. So we'll see. I don't know what direction they're going to go in.
I could see an adaptation of The Shattering being really cool. I think, honestly, there is actually an official Elden Ring manga. Much like looping back to Magic, the Magic Session, there's a manga for this one too. But it's a full-on comedy.
Interesting.
It's very, very goofy, very dumb, and it takes a lot of references of the things that happen in the game and things that happen to players, and it's actually very funny. It's really good. And I think that worked a lot better. I think people forget how funny FromSoft stuff is because it feels so bleak thematically. There's that line in one of the Bloodborne item descriptions for the pebble where it's it can be thrown at someone. Quite thrilling. And the amount of physical comedy in those games.
Yeah,
they know the bloodstains are funny.
And that's that's what I was gonna say. Like the physical comedy, it's almost like the comedy through the gameplay is what really shines in that. So that'll be interesting to see how they translate it to the screen. And I think it will just be kind of funny little tricks here and there, the characters running into sorts of traps and stuff. But I do think in a movie, you do almost you still need to treat it pretty seriously for it to still come off right, while having those moments of like physical levity. But I think overall, I'm expecting this to be a pretty serious story.
Yeah, I don't know how I super feel about that, because I think that's sort of why I'm less interested in it.
Yeah,
because I think so much of Elden Ring is obviously it has really interesting lore and stuff. That's so much more fun to just read or have described to you. I think a lot of the time the story of these games is what you, the player, are doing, and the things that emerge just from you playing through it. So I don't know how well that lends itself to a narrative framework. I think if they did try to go a Green Knight route, and it's very minimal dialogue, pared down storytelling, and a lot of just walking around and stuff, it's so this beautiful art piece movie, and then there's Alexander the Warrior Jar. I know that.
Yeah,
interrupting the Green Knight with reference swap doesn't seem like it'll be the ideal method of the story for me. Yeah. So I don't know how they'll do it. I guess I am interested to see what route they choose. I think it gets sort of back to just an issue I have generally with movies right now is I'd rather just have a new thing.
Yeah.
Do you think Ron Swanson will voice one of the large metal balls that attacks you in the game?
I think he'll probably be what's his name? Astiel, Natural Born of the Void. That seems like a very Ron Swanson character to me.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
Astiel, Natural Born of the Void. You guys don't know my boy?
I've played about. I mean, I don't know for sure, but I played about half of Elden Ring like twice. So I've seen a good bit of that game, but I haven't beat it.
I've probably played like a sixth of the game, maybe a fifth.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Elden Ring. I don't care to. Hype level 1.
Okay. Yeah, personally, I'm hoping to go in a direction that is more serious because, I mean, I agree. I think there should be those moments of comedy when it comes to like gameplay things. Like maybe the main character walks into a wall because he thinks it's like a secret door or something.
Yeah, exactly. That's the kind of stuff I think you need.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think in general, I'm hoping it is more serious. And I don't know. I think if they do a good job, I kind of want to just see like the graphics of it.
Yeah.
Like, because that world is ridiculously pretty and there's some really cool settings. So I would say I'm at least like a 3, maybe even a 4, just to see the graphics, the visuals.
I think I'd give it a 4 as well.
I hope someone walks into a spike trap and gets impaled and is bleeding out, and then looks into the camera and says, "Well, that just happened." I hope that happens.
I would actually love that. That would be so fucking funny in this movie.
That's what the entire movie is. Godfrey's like, guys, you might want to come see this.
Dying terribly and then giving like shitty one-liners to camera. That's my ideal adaptation of the movie, honestly.
That character. Oh, go on.
The thing I sent to voice general, I think that's going to be Nick Offerman.
Is that not
interesting?
Renaldo's second form or something?
No, that's just a guy you find in a cave.
Here, Eric, I'll post it in the doc.
Okay.
I'd give my hype for it like I'll say a 3 because I'm definitely going to see it. I love Elden Ring.
Yeah, and Alex Garland has done a lot of great movies. I think he could really do well with this.
Yeah, it's it could be really cool. It's it just I don't know how to feel about it. Like I'm very mixed on it, but I'll pay attention to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. See what happens. Check the trailers out.
We'll see. Okay, now here is what I think is by far my most anticipated of these. This is the Zach Cregger's Resident Evil movie. I think they're done filming it. Let's see what it says here.
Already?
I want to say so. Yeah, I think it's been filmed already. Because they showed a trailer at CinemaCon, but they haven't actually released the trailer. And so I think from what they've said, this is not directly related or adapting to any of the games. It's like a new character, kind of just a new story set in that world. It's been described as like a tight hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes, just like kind of adrenaline pumping horror thriller, continuously moving through this one man on a mission kind of world. Zach Cregger, if you don't know, he did Barbarian, one of, if not my favorite movies of all time. He did Weapons, which I thought was good. I didn't super love it, but I thought it was pretty good. And yeah, Resident Evil, one of my favorite gaming franchises at this point. I think this is primed to be really good. I think this has the highest potential for me to just be like a good movie all around. I think it's a director that is very comfortable in this space, in this horror space. He's been on a hot streak, and it's an IP that is just kind of ripe for like fresh new stories in it. I personally don't really want to see like a Leon, Chris, Ada kind of story in live action. I think the games do a good job of that, and I think those characters are more well suited for a game. So I'm super happy with the direction they're going, and I cannot wait to see this. So this is definitely a 5 for me.
Yeah, and I think like it seems like from what I heard you just saying, and I feel like I also heard some things earlier, the director knows kind of the style of these games and is going to try and play into it, and like you get to a house and you're just trying to survive the house, really.
Yeah.
Or like the name of the series is Resident Evil because the residents are evil.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping he works with that kind of storyline. But
Yeah.
I will say my one concern is the fact that I didn't like Weapons that much. I think it was good, but I think that he was trying too much. And there was just a couple of things in there. Actually, there was a couple of complaints, but there was a couple of things he left in the movie, I think, that I was like, I don't know why that was there. It just felt like for no reason. We looked it up afterwards, and he even said he didn't really have a reason for putting it in.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping
What, the gun?
That was
Yes,
one of the things.
specifically
Yeah.
Okay,
the gun.
there's the only thing I can think of that you,
Yeah.
you would need.
That's ridiculous. I don't know what we were doing
Yeah,
there.
that was definitely more of like a symbolic thing, and I think that bothered me less because it is like they show it for a couple seconds. It's like a weird, like, okay, I don't really know what that means. Moving on. I think my bigger problems with that was like, I think some of the storylines and characters were just not very interesting, and like it was bouncing around a lot between these different characters and jumping at different points, and I thought that it was not keeping the momentum that it was building for long enough. And I think that if this is like a shorter Barbarian style movie, the potential to just have it keep moving and keep building, as a Resident Evil game usually does. You know, like Resident Evil games are very good at like starting with like that very slow building tension and gradually ramping until like you get to the end and it's just like this crazy big blowout. So yeah, we'll see, but I think that's definitely fair. Regarding weapons.
I have not seen Barbarian or Weapons. I hear they're both very good. I think Scary Movie 6 is going to have a scene where one of the Weapons kids does the 6-7 , so that's probably my first exposure to it. If I remember right, it definitely has weapons in Scary Movie 6, and it's definitely going to be awful.
Yeah.
So that'll be cool. But back to Resident Evil. I think Resident Evil is just such perfect fodder for adaptation. Because it already jumps between characters, it jumps wildly between tone, it like does whatever the fuck it wants whenever it wants to. I think as long as he either leans really hard into the horror aspect of it or really hard into the campiness of it, like the games do, it'll be a slam dunk easy.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Resident Evil. Don't really care, but I really like Barbarians and Weapons.
Oh, you watched Weapons?
And yeah, I watched Weapons a while ago. I think it was during between one of the weeks between the podcasts, so I just never really brought it up. Probably like around between the week of podcast 2 and 3, if I had to guess.
The short little week.
Long week. But from what I've heard, him in the interviews and stuff, it almost even like with this not be, it seemingly is like quote unquote a Resident Evil movie, but may not even really have any connections or relation to it at all.
Yeah.
Other than like they might just be like the Umbrella Corporation, and that's the
the
Electro Eli wizard.
Yeah, robot mode came out there for a second.
Finally, he's gone.
He's back.
Is he back?
Am I back?
Yeah, I think you're back now. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
I was just saying, like, it's probably going to be like, the Umbrella Corporation is like mentioned in passing in one line, and then like the rest of it's just going to be like, I don't know, some crazy basement demon is going to be like tickling on some people in a house or something, and I would be excited for that.
Yeah,
that's my ideal, honestly, connection. Unless like you do want to go ahead and start Leon off in this movie, which I agree with Eric, we shouldn't do that. I think all the connection that should be there is Umbrella Corps, or like you hear about a couple cities.
Yeah,
or
I mean, give me a liquor, you know, like give me something, some of the monsters from the game, like. But
some stupid ass door puzzle.
Exactly. Like that's what I want most of anything is those mechanical. Like I want a character to be fiddling with inventory management in like a super stressful situation. You know, like that's the kind of stuff. It doesn't need to be like, is that Mr. X? But just call to the games in places that are appropriate and just make a good movie. That's what I want.
This guy just keeps chasing me. He must be some kind of tyrant or something.
I mean, from what I've heard, it really does sound like it's going to be as minimal as minimal could be. It really seems like this may have just even been that he wanted to make a movie and it was like even vaguely could be applied to Resident Evil, and they were like, "You're gonna call this the Resident Evil movie," and he was like, "Okay, whatever."
The games kind of do that too, though. So it's like,
oh yeah.
Until like it usually is that like third act where they really actually start bringing in like Resident Evil stuff. Before that, you're reading some documents and stuff, but they have such a distinct like, we're in this location, we're not really dealing with the broader world until the end. So
if I'm remembering right, like 7 is straight up like you're just in a horror like swamp horror house,
exactly.
The last like 5 minutes they're like umbrella. I do want to see. I want to see Raccoon City on an umbrella, like on a newspaper. Like, show me that. Like,
I wonder if it'll take place in Raccoon City, because another thing is, there have been plenty of Resident Evil adaptations, both live action movies, animated movies. They've pretty much all been bad. I have like kind of a soft spot for the original one with Mila Jovovich. They're like, just fun. It was cool to see it on the screen as a kid, but overall, those have just been kind of slop. Like,
I think there is a full anime that they did.
Your coworker.
Oh, really? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, very, very much coworker movie. So I hopefully Resident Evil is going to get the respect it deserves with this.
It is funny though, because like you look at Resident Evil's history of adaptation, and it's a lot better than like Silent Hills, and you think that would be reversed.
Yeah, Silent Hill's probably more suited for it, but
did any of you see the new Silent Hills movie?
No, I heard it's awful.
It's unbelievably bad. Like, there's a part where James like summons Pyramid Head like a stand. It's
okay,
atrocious.
But to be fair, doesn't the Resident Evil like Netflix show, like, doesn't one of the characters start talking about like furry hentai or something?
Oh, I
like,
forgot they made a show too on Netflix. Oh
yes, but that's like Resident Evil. I think its tone is so wild it doesn't matter. You can do whatever the fuck you want in Resident Evil.
It's just they're messing with the tone, and they're being lighthearted in these adaptations in a way that doesn't work, where Capcom knows how to handle that, and it still makes sense within the world, and it's like a little campy, but it's not too over the top, and it's still like they just
Well, Leon's driving up a skyscraper, but it's badass, so I don't care. He carries a rocket launcher like. I don't give a fuck. But yeah, if they just start talking about wild shit for no reason, then I would probably have issues.
Yeah.
Well, none of us have watched the show, and I don't plan to, so it could be very plot relevant. We'll never.
And maybe
know.
It's amazing. Maybe it's a 10 out of 10 masterpiece.
True.
But
they had that one really cool billboard with the liquor running around in it.
Oh yeah, and like Times Square, like the one in real life. Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, we'll see. What would you guys give this one?
As a Resident Evil movie, 1. But as it being, I'm probably just going to get another barbarian / weapons, then I am very excited for that, so I'd give it a 5.
Okay.
So
nice.
I feel like having those two different dichotomies there for why I'm excited for it is important.
Yeah, I'm just excited to see. I mean, I think for all the reasons we were talking about earlier, just it being a good horror movie in the setting of Resident Evil. Hopefully they add enough so it's connected. And if that's the case, I'm excited. I'm let's put it a 5.
Just real quick, I also would like to say I think I'm more excited for this because I'm sure it will be tonally more similar to Barbarian, which was like almost an Evil Dead. Like it was very funny at times. Like whenever the evil barbarian lady bursts through a wall and rips a guy's arm off and beats him to death with it, like, which was very funny.
Resident Evil.
I expect that to be happening. Sorry, I just wanted to drop that in there. Continue.
I'll give it a 4. I've been getting more and more Resident Evil pilled lately. I'm finally like playing through them all. I'm most of the way through 2. 2 remake, I should say. I'm pretty interested. It's very good. I like it a lot. I don't like Mr. X. That's a whole conversation.
Yeah, he's terrifying.
I wasn't scared of him. I was just annoyed.
I am scared of him. But sorry, real quick before we move on, I didn't know you'd watch Weapons, Eli. Which one do you like more between Barbarian and Weapons?
I like Barbarian more, but I think that Weapons has like a more interesting like I like that the way that the story is told, but I feel like it could have been better. I like having the different kind of like focuses on different characters. I just kind of wish they more or less all kind of like I think they could have had them all lead to the same conclusion, or and then also maybe had more characters kind of put in and just cut out some of the like I don't know, you kind of maybe had them all kind of separately working towards the same conclusion, or having them all kind of meet up at the same time. I think could have improved it. But I still liked that movie a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
I think it was very unique.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
It looked cool.
Oh god. Okay, so
hold up now.
Oh, sorry.
Eric, what's your rating?
Oh, I gave it a 5. I was the first one.
Yeah, he said it a little earlier.
Never mind.
So Call of Duty 2028. This is I'm just gonna come out with it. This is my 0. It's made by Paramount.
I'm right there with you, brother.
It's like published by Paramount. The person who's directing it, or I don't know if the director's been announced, but Pete Berg is the director. He's done a bunch of like just war movies, basically. Mark Wahlberg war movies, to be specific. And the writer, Taylor Sheridan, he's the guy who does like Landman and like those like very like conservative leaning shows. Yeah. I think this is going to be awful, but I think this has the highest potential out of all these to be funny bad. So maybe I wouldn't give it a 0.
I think best case scenario, this movie is so unbelievable terrible, it's hilarious in the vein of like a Madam Web. And worst case scenario is it's just we're gonna have some American soldier go to indistinct Middle Eastern country and have to slaughter a bunch of children, and it will make him feel bad, and that's bad.
Yeah, that's exactly what I think.
That's exactly what's gonna happen.
Yep. It's just gonna be that VeggieTales clip where they're like, "We have to go save Israel." Like it's gonna be unbelievably terrible. I don't see a world where it's anything above like the most boring shit I've ever sat through. It's like fucking. There's have you guys seen that? Like, I promise this will be relevant. Have you seen the like Eddie Burback video where he's going to every rainforest cafe?
I don't think so.
I know of it.
There's like a part where they have to go to like a car repair place, and they're just playing Saving Private Ryan at full volume in the lobby of this like auto body shop. And I think that's the vibe of this movie. That's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll have a recreation of the famous scene where the American sniper, there's a child holding a gun and he has to kill the child, and then the child's dad walks out and picks up the gun to kill the man that just
it's the opposite. It's the old man, or it's like the man.
No.
Is it not?
No, it's the kid first.
It's the kid first.
Because then his dad comes out, and then the dad picks up the gun and starts going to shoot at them, and then he shoots him, and then an old elderly Middle Eastern man comes out and starts doing the same thing, and he's like, "I just had to kill 3 generations of the same family."
Yeah, I'm gonna go home and cry about it now. Yeah.
Now, could they do the could they do the scene where you go into an airport and just start randomly killing civilians? That could be very funny.
I think that's where we're heading right now. They could. I hope they use the same fake baby as American Sniper.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, like, is this going to be an adaptation of one of the stories? I think that's more likely for this. There's been so many campaigns, and to be fair, there have been some decent campaigns for what it is. Like story-wise, there's been some pretty good like. I think especially the more like Black Ops, like Covert Operative. Those kind of stories get more interesting, with the like mind control and all these different missions they're going on. I think that would make for a more interesting movie. I just think with the creative team they've chosen, that is not what it's going to be, and it is going to be more of that just like modern warfare, war movie, big explosion, that kind of thing.
I would say Modern Warfare 1 is pretty interesting. I think they do like some neat stuff with like corruption from the inside and You get
Yeah.
that into you getting shot in the head while a nuke goes off or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't think they'd have any nuance. I don't think there's any criticism of the American government that will be in this movie.
Well,
anyway.
Definitely not. But it's a
It's just going to be
Paramount movie.
fully, like it's just going to be fully. We gotta kill the brown people.
Yeah.
That's the whole movie. It's a 0 for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a shame that it was given to the studio.
Yeah.
I mean, if we could grab anything from this series, a zombies movie,
Yeah, that's what I
would go
was thinking.
crazy.
It really would go crazy.
Go crazy.
That would be the best way to do, and that really you do kind of just do an adaptation of with Rick Toffin and the gang. That would that would be insane. It would be so cool.
Bro. Yeah. It would cook.
If you got a good team for that would be great. But no, it's just going to be generic war movie number 18 with a bigger budget.
Yeah.
As the podcast's resident #1 Call of Duty fan, I gotta give this a 6 for how excited I am about it.
Okay.
I'm so excited to go watch this movie.
Eli hates the Middle East.
I think I might actually hack into Paramount servers early and try to find this movie so I can watch it early.
Yeah.
Pretty easy to do, apparently.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah, it probably someone will probably just post it on Twitter one day, and that's how I'll watch it.
Oh, geez, they might kill that guy live, on film for the COD movie.
For which one? Oh,
the
whoever leaks it. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
Kill him for the COD movie.
That's so crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's not even really much more to say. I think it's going to be awful. If a trailer comes out and they are adapting one of the more interesting, either futuristic stories or the kind of more old school, like I was saying, Black Ops stories, then maybe I'll be a bit more interested. But with the team behind it, there's just no hope that any of that.
If they do
will
Black Ops
be interesting.
7,
yeah. I did Black Ops 7 even? Yeah, I think it did have a campaign. The campaign for that was Inception stuff. See, that's too far. I wouldn't want them to be doing that. But yeah,
that game had the stuff that the dialogue people make fun of Marvel's movies for that they don't even have.
Yeah.
Oh, when do you get a sense of humor about these things? He's like, shit, this guy fucked us over. It's so bad. The boss of that, there's a boss fight against a giant, ghost version of one of the antagonists.
Oh god!
It's like the fucking fridge in Control. It's literally the fridge in Control with a dude.
Oh man!
Do you guys remember when we were, I believe it was last year, maybe the year before, the Xbox presentation when they're like, guys, we've got one last game to show.
Yeah.
And it was a cool, it was a butterfly or something, and it was going to a cool future thing. We're like, oh, what could this be? I bet this is something cool. And then it was just next year's Call of Duty. And it's like, okay, man, cool. That's how excited I am for this movie.
It felt like that. Have you guys seen that clip from one of Valve's presentations when they announced Artifact?
Yes, yeah.
Where it's just everyone's like, oh, and then it's just the Dota card. You're like,
oh. Okay, we've got 2 more to get through.
What's the ranks on all that?
I think I gave it a 0. Marvin, what was yours?
I mean, if we're only allowed 1-0, I had already given it to Gears of War, so 1, I guess.
Okay. I mean, you can give it whatever you want, but
I would switch
it
them
a 6
if I could.
I'm so
you switch it to 0? Yeah. Yeah, I would say I have higher hopes for Gears of War than I do Call of Duty, but it's a very low bar.
Yeah.
I think at least Gears of War will be funny bad, seeing as it's a Netflix movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know.
I'll be able
I think
to
this could
gain
be
some
funny
enjoyment
bad
out of it.
Some of those clips from that
I think it
Landman
could
show,
be.
the writing is so awful that it's hilarious.
what was that fucking Zack Snyder Rebel Moon?
Rebel Moon.
Rebel Moon.
Oh. Yeah, get Zach on this, man.
I've
watched Zack Snyder's Call of Duty.
Oh,
I've watched that
100%. 100%.
Batman will be there.
Try and keep me away.
Okay, now we've got one of the most recent announcements: the Bloodborne animated movie from Sony. This is being produced by Jacksepticeye, which is interesting. Yeah, I mean, there's not really much. They've announced the animation studio, but I don't know what else they've done. Lyrical animation.
Pretty much nothing.
Is that
Pretty much-
Bigfoot?
That's what I thought. Yeah, they don't even have like a page. From what I
Oh,
can
the studio.
tell.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
What was the
sorry.
studio called again?
I think it's Lyrical Animation. Is that what it was? Yeah, Lyrical Animation. I can't even find anything. So
Maybe they're new. Maybe they were assembled just to make the Bloodborne movie.
maybe that kind of seems like what it is.
Nothing I've heard of.
Yeah. So we'll see. But I think
They're doing a Death Stranding thing too, apparently.
Oh yeah, they're making a Death
Interesting.
Stranding movie. Yeah.
Like these guys.
Or Strand type movie.
Oh, really? Oh, Lyrical Animation is?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Their lyrical animation. I found their Wikipedia page.
Okay.
The lyrical animation division only has 3 things. They're all to be announced, so they haven't done anything yet.
Okay.
In that vein, they did a few live action movies. None of them I've heard of. There's one from A24 that's coming out this year, I guess.
What's it called?
The Death of Robin Hood.
Oh, I think that's with Hugh Jackman. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Oh.
And they have publishing listed for Valor Mortis and Erosion, 2 games coming out this year, I think. They don't have a date. So
Yeah, Valor
just say-
Mortis is the new game from the Ghost Runner people.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know. I we don't have a lot to go off with this one, but I think it's a good idea.
Oh yeah.
I'm glad it's animated.
I'm
same.
very excited.
Mhm.
I'm glad there's one of these were animated that's on the list.
Yeah.
Because it kind of begs the question, why aren't more
Mm-hmm.
video games adopted in that style? Because
Yeah.
usually there's crazy stuff that's hard to
Adopted.
shoot in real life,
Mhm.
real live action, and animation just makes it so much easier.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, I think Jacksepticeye I don't see why not, because he enjoys the game. It makes me know that someone who is an actual gamer and who's played the game a bunch is going to be at least in some management spot,
Yeah.
And not for nothing, but his iconic ship partner, Markiplier, did do Iron Lung as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which I have not watched, but Nolan's a really big fan of.
Oh, I mean,
I've
yeah,
heard it went well.
important distinction. Like Markiplier acted and directed in Iron
Yes.
Lung,
Yeah, he had
and
full
Jacksepticeye's
creative
just kind of
freedom.
he's producing this. But I do agree. I think Jacksepticeye, he's always kind of said is this his favorite game of all time, right? I think.
Yeah,
He's got like tattoos of it and shit.
Yeah, yeah. So, and I'm glad he's not like just going straight into I'm directing it. Like he's just like I'm hopefully just I'm there to keep it on track, make sure this thing really gets pushed through, and provide it with financial support or whatever, and hopefully giving the creatives freedom over what they're doing. I think almost in line with Castlevania. I think that's kind of where my mind is going to with this in terms of what I expect the animation and the vibes are going to be. And I think it's a good idea. It's interesting that we're getting 2 From Software adaptations from completely different studios, styles of production. And I don't know. This kind of seems like a safer bet to me. In terms of quality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bloodborne as a game is a lot more linear than Elden Ring, and there's a lot more you can draw from for like what you want to directly adapt. If you did want to do a more direct style for it, there's a bit much stronger through line. I think like you're familiar with Gehrman right from the beginning. Like there's a lot of stuff that you can pull from. I think Bloodborne is a better pick, and I think aesthetically it's gonna be really cool. You don't see a lot of Lovecraftian horror in like media these days. At least not on the scale that Bloodborne is. Like you don't really see shit like the amygdalas. So I'm excited to see that at least. Like the presentation's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
I think that uniqueness, and also like even though it is a more linear story, I think it has a pretty big depth of like world building that they could also come up with an original story if they wanted to, and I think it could work like Edge Runners did.
I would unironically watch like a full-on just drama about the church in Bloodborne, like and their distribution of the blood. Like I would watch that straight up.
Yeah. There's a lot.
There you
There's a
go.
lot of interesting stuff they can pull from.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'd give this like a. I have faith that this is going to be good. I think my just my personal yearning for it isn't like super high. So I'd probably, it's just been a long time since I played Bloodborne, so I'm not like really in that. I'm not in that mode right now. So I'd probably give this a 3. I think
Probably giving this a 4. I think.
Okay.
I agree. I would be a 5 if I had, first of all, played it all the way through or recently at all. But just in general, I'm interested to see an animation take on game adaptation. So
Yeah.
stick with a 4.
I don't know anything about Bloodborne. Don't care. 1. I will say, I think that I hope that with Jacksepticeye being on board, I think having someone that knows a lot and is passionate about a franchise, I think it's better for them to be in a producer position than someone who's like really actively making it, because they can act as more of like an overseer kind of, and not really let their like personal opinion get into the way of
Yeah,
what's
exactly.
being actually made. So I hope that, like, assuming this is good and that they're able to like they can go like, yeah, actually having someone above us that knows a lot about the franchise was like very helpful, and maybe see that maybe not even necessarily you don't have to sign on like some YouTube guy to do it, but just like you could even have like the actual creators of the games themselves like have some sort of a role with the filming of it. I think could be helpful. But yeah, that's the only thing I have to contribute.
Yeah, it's a 3 for me. I don't really have much more to say other than what I've said about it already. It's just so early days that we really have nothing to go off of yet. I did have this tweet I really liked, which said, I've come around on this. Being Irish, Jack truly understands the core theme of Bloodborne, being that England sucks. I thought that was very funny, so I am excited to see what they do with it, though. I will definitely be paying attention.
Nice.
Okay, and the last one we had on the list was the Metal Gear Solid movie. Is in the works at Sony from Final Destination Bloodlines directors. This, for those that know, and those that don't, they have been trying and saying that a Metal Gear movie is coming since, I'm pretty sure, like the year I was born. Like I genuinely for like the past 20 years, they've been saying that it's gone through different directors, writers, teams, studios, and it just has never come to fruition. It seems like they're more confident it's actually going to happen this time, so we'll see. But I don't know. Have any of you played Metal Gear Solid?
I played 5.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Okay.
I think kind of my hot take on this is a lot of people say that they think Kojima would be happier directing movies and making movies because, he has so much so many cutscenes, like big long cutscenes, big long exposition dumps and stuff. But I don't think that's really where his work shines. Like, as funny as it is to like describe the plot of Metal Gear to someone and watch their brain like melt while they try to comprehend it. I think like he is sort of one of the most willing to do like weird, unconventional shit with his gameplay. I don't think many people approach game making in the way that Hideo Kojima does, and I think that's a big part of why these games are so interesting. Like, there's a part in Metal Gear Solid 3 where you're in a prison cell and you have to figure out how to break out of it. And there's like 9 different ways to do it. And one of them is to open the like medical treatment screen and spin Snake around with the camera until he vomits from being spun around too much. And that'll make a guard come in to check on you. And then you can knock him out and get out of the cell. And shit like that, you just don't see in stuff that's not a Kojima game. And shit like that's really hard to adapt. Because as bananas as the stories are, if you don't have the gameplay framing it, I think it loses something. That's sort of inherent to a lot of it. Like, you look at Death Stranding, if you fall down while you're carrying the baby, it starts crying. You have to rock the controller like a baby to make it stop. Like, I think losing that kind of stuff loses so much of what makes Kojima's work Kojima to me.
Yeah, that's interesting. And I think it on the other side too. Kojima, it's clear how much of a reverence he has for film. And I think that already comes through in those games. Like those games do have such interesting gameplay, but they also are so like well shot and well acted, and like so much care is taken in those cutscenes to really make it look like a movie. Like he is pulling performances, even it just gets better and better. But in Death Stranding, like those can be just ripped straight into a movie. Like so I do think it's almost like a kind of a fruitless endeavor. Like you're not going to have Kojima on board because he's no longer working on Metal Gear. You're not going to have those kind of gameplay specific elements, those things that can only be done in a game. And we already kind of have, very cinematic adaptations or very cinematic, ways of presenting these stories. So it's kind of like, what is the point of this? I don't really know. So I'm not super excited for this one.
Also, I think removing Kojima, a person who questionably is a part of the JCP, like and people already have very wrong takes on the politics of Metal Gear. I think that it would most likely just end up being a like Hollywood.
Yeah,
we got to go kill the brown people movie.
And completely missing the point of what Metal Gear is. Yeah.
JCP as in the Japanese Communist Party?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's just like
I did not know that.
It's the thing where I think one other thing really yeah, I think a lot of people like see the like batshit insanity of Metal Gear's story and stuff, and I think it's very easy to slip into trying to do that in a movie in a way that doesn't hit the same as it does for Kojima, because for Kojima, he stares you dead in the eye and he does not blink.
Yeah.
He is like 100% with 100% certainty. This makes sense to what I am doing. I don't care if you disagree.
Yeah,
and that's what makes the batshit insanity of it work in a way that you definitely can do self-referential stuff well. Like I think Kung Fury is really good, but Kojima just doesn't do that, and that's so much harder to still make compelling.
Yeah, it's very earnest. Like he's not. You can tell he is not ashamed of anything that he's making. He thinks it's a good idea and he sticks with it. And so I think you really need the right people. And I think kind of what Eli was saying with the Jacksepticeye thing, this would have been a project that I think is important to have Kojima involved with. And when he's not even going to be, present at all, I would assume, it's just weird. I don't know. I'm going to give this one a 1. I have no interest in seeing this.
I have zero interest in seeing this. Oh, sorry. But I think I would maybe like edge it just a bit to a 2, because I think at the very least the movie could possibly be good when compared to like the Call of Duty movie.
Sure,
like, I think there's a chance that there could be something at least enjoyable if they're just like, let's just have Snake be a cool guy. He does some military stuff, and then I don't know, silence
giant
in it
robots
or something, and
then crazy
villains
and stuff. Yeah, that's true. I think as an adaptation, I think is really where I'm at the 1 part. But I see what you're saying.
I don't think there's any reason, not necessarily any reason to make this, but there's no reason to make this while Konami just got rid of Kojima. Other than just like we should. The only there's like 2 properties that people know of that Konami makes, and one of them they got rid of the guy that makes it. So it's like, just keep making a gambling machine. Like that's all you need to make.
I would agree with Eli's score with a 2. I think not very interested, especially after what we just talked about. But I agree with if it's Final Destination, I'm sure they're gonna try and do some crazy set pieces, and hopefully they look good enough to be kind of cool to see it on the big screen.
Yeah,
I'm with Eric on the 1. I think even if it's like there's stuff in it that's decent standing alone, I have such a fascination with Metal Gear as a franchise, even though I haven't really played too many of them, that I think just watching it, I'll be like, it's not really doing things for me that I'm interested in. Like I'll have like a bit of a sour taste, I think, which is fully my own problem. Like I'll acknowledge that. But I mean, since this is the last one, just to put a sort of bow on the whole adaptations train, I think a lot of video game movie adaptations have this problem where they are more being made because they're like, oh, well, this is a popular video game, so let's give it like a real artistic treatment.
Mm-hmm.
Or than being like, I think we could do something interesting with this story.
Yeah.
When you have more of that, you get stuff like Castlevania or Edge Runners. And when you don't, you get shit like Monster Hunter. So
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a great point. I enjoy when they attempt to tell a story that either hasn't or can't really be told as well in a video game. This is like, it's commonly pointed to, but I think it's a great point. The Bill and Frank episode of The Last of Us season 1. I think that's something that having in a video game would not have done it justice. You know, like that is something that needs, it is a simple story. There's just a tiny bit of action, but it's really just two people talking and the way they engage with each other. And that is so much more interesting when it's just a tight hour-long, you're watching it, and I don't think that would have translated well to the game. And so it's a way that they could flesh out the story and the world in, a way that they couldn't in the game. So I definitely prefer when they do that. And like we were saying earlier, I also prefer when they're just trying to tell a new story in the world. These like straight adaptations, I think if it's something that I am curious about but I haven't played, I'm usually like, oh well, I'd kind of maybe just rather play it and see what the actual thing was. And if it's something I have played, it's hard to get out of my head. It's hard to not be constantly comparing it to the original, Yeah. And like I like for Last of Us season 1, I did that, and it was great. And I was like, obviously there's differences, but I think with what they had, they did a great job. And then it was certainly to the detriment of the second season of that show to compare it to the game, because the game is so much superior in what it's doing with that story. So I don't know. There were a couple we didn't touch on, but I can mention them briefly. The God of War show, I don't know why they're making that a show. It doesn't make sense to me. Make that an animated thing. The Zelda movie, which I think we've talked about on the podcast already, so we don't have to like super go into that. Yeah. And then Marvin, you had mentioned the Helldivers. I think it's going to be a movie or
apparently.
Okay.
Looks like
could be all right if they do like a Starship
Jason
Troopers thing.
Momoa
is
in it.
I agree. I think it would be good as like a Starship Troopers thing. I have no faith that that's actually what they're going to do, so I'm not excited for that. But at least not to the level that Starship Troopers does it. Like I think they'll certainly have like that tongue-in-cheek tone, but I don't think they're going to have that like super critical eye of like the military-industrial complex.
Yeah, just have it be a full
colonialism.
That's like the whole point of the game.
Piece.
Yeah.
Like if you're not taking that spirit, then what are you adapting?
True, but it's like
game shit.
Yeah, but Helldivers is also about how cool it is that we are, going to these planets and killing all these, aliens and stuff that are trying to kill us. But that's a big part of what Helldivers is how fun and like the spirit of, trying, in the name of democracy, like getting done. Sure. It is, again, it's tongue in cheek, but it is not just like where Starship Troopers, basically the entire purpose of that is to make fun of that concept and not to show it in like a cool light of like, wow, look how badass it is to kill all these bugs.
I think they could do a good job of like doing that where it's like it's kind of sick. You're watching them kill all these bugs or whatever, but then there's also like at the end like some realization of the great evil of the galactic, whatever it's called. I think the USDA. I don't know what it's called.
The USDA.
Sorry.
The nefarious OSHA.
But yeah, it's also a ways away. I think coming out like 2028 or something.
Yeah, I would assume.
I mean, it's only 2 years.
That's when they're going to be coming out.
Might be the year of the gamer, 2028.
Yeah. I definitely agree with Fox that they are just trying to see what they think will make the most money, and then is there someone interested in making it? Great, let's get you on it and try to adapt it. I don't think they're giving that much thought into whether or not this needs to be done in the first place. So I don't know. Any other thoughts before we move on? No.
But I
Sex
Fox
talking
wasn't
about
here
that.
for the Zelda talk. Are you
Oh.
interested in the Zelda movie, Fox? Just out of curiosity.
No, I like that they're using unknown actors pretty much, but other than that, I don't care.
Yeah. I think another good last thing to talk about with adaptations, and this is also not even just for video games, but like with books or comics or whatever, is like a lot of those stories that are told just don't fit into the like sub 2 hour max runtime that a movie allots. So a lot of these things would probably be a lot more anticipated, at least by me, if it was they were like a series or just a show, because a lot of things you just straight up cannot tell in that amount of time without cutting out significant portions.
Or then you have
even
to
the
like
best,
bank
like-
on them getting 8 movies or something, and it's like you
Yes,
just can't do
yeah,
that. So
Even the best like book adaptations, like you look at like Lord of the Rings, those movies are 3-4 hours long.
yeah,
And the three of them.
it reminds me of like people saying that they want like an Invincible movie. I'm like, there is no way that would be a satisfying thing unless we got like 10 movies of that. I feel, you know.
Well, in
Unless
that
they just
regard,
want to do like a good Invincible adventure and like, but then like just call it like Invincible goes to the Quickie Mart and
Yes,
fights
but that's not what people are going to
dinosaurs.
want to see from an Invincible movie, you know.
Yes,
we have been getting like in the anime scene movies that are adapting arcs of the manga that are like a little too short to really dedicate a full season to. Like Chainsaw Man had its full first season up to a point, and then they did the next arc adapted as a movie with the Reese arc, which is fucking incredible, by the way, if you haven't seen it.
I'll have to watch that.
But then there's like the new season picking up where that movie left off. So it is like, it's not like a Marvel, you have to watch 30 unconnected movies.
Yeah.
It's like, this is a longer episode with crazy production value that is like happening instead of just one continuous show that's all 30 minutes long.
And I think for Invincible, like on top of what you're saying, Fox, other animes are doing that. Like I know My Hero did a lot of movies.
Demon Slayer did a canon movie.
Demon Slayer, I mean Attack on Titan, the final was a movie. But putting that aside, like for My Hero, I think those movies were in large not like directly necessary to watch for the story.
Yeah, there've been a lot of non-canon.
Yeah, I think in Invincible you could do something like that where it's like there are some arcs I could see they not wanting to put in the show for whatever reason that they could do a movie and make it pretty cool. And then the animation will be maybe cool throughout the whole time instead of you know
with I will say with Invincible specifically, I'm fairly sure the movie that they're going to make is a live action movie and not animated. So
I give up, bro.
Which like that's what I'm saying. Like why? Who wants that? Like what are we?
This is ridiculous.
That is, you have to be careful with how much you are doing like movies in between stuff, because then you get shit like I'm an enormous One Piece fan, but its movies do this thing called dubious canon, where there are things in the movie that are canon, but the actual movie themselves is not canon. Like there's a film in One Piece called Strong World, and like the guy from Strong World, the villain, is canon to the story. He does exist. He shows up in some chapters and he's mentioned. The events of Strong World do not happen in any capacity in the actual plot of the series.
Okay.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's very confusing and weird.
Weird.
Because I know like there's like another concept kind of like that happens with like sometimes when things that are movies have comics or something similar in a similar vein, they'll be like, I think it's called like secondary canon, which is where like whatever happens in that comic is canon unless something in like a movie like says something exact opposite. So it's kind of similar, but
kind of has like something like that going on.
Yeah.
So for our next little segment here, I wanted to talk about something that I keep seeing on my Twitter feed. So, yes, I know, I use Twitter.
X the everything app.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for clarifying. I didn't know what he was talking about.
Share with us this cool X video.
Did Brock make this?
Yeah, we're bringing X videos right onto the pod for everyone's enjoyment. So this is a tweet, an advertisement that I keep getting from Overworld AI. Right? It says, run our real-time world model locally on your own device. No subscription, just download and start building. right? Sorry if anyone's just listening to this, you might have to tune into the video version, but I'll try to describe as best as possible what's happening. So yeah, now you can see the tweet. Let's get this full screen. So like, I'm scrolling and I'm like, oh, okay, let's see what this is about, So first glance, as Fox so studiously observed earlier, this looks a lot like Destiny, right? You can see the HUD in the bottom left. And so for those that didn't get it from the thing, this is an AI generated like world. So it's generating this world in real time.
They use this for that Pikmin game, huh?
Yeah.
Does that speak poorly to Destiny or to AI generated games?
This speaks to the fact that they are very clearly just training this data, stealing it straight from Destiny and putting it into this game because the AI cannot discern, nor does it care what it's stealing from. But yeah. Anyway, maybe shut up and let me show you how awesome this is, so that we can get to the future of gaming. Okay.
I mean, I'd rather play this than Destiny.
So, all right, let's see. Oh my God, what just happened?
Oh, you need to do the.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, X.
So, okay.
Oh.
So what was he? So what are they shooting here?
I like how it changed to a different reality for a second.
A big worm, it would seem.
Yeah. So like, there's some sort of like worm creature in the sky.
I think that's the destroyer from Terraria, actually.
Oh, okay. So we got like little aim down sights. This is like some like slime gun, I guess.
It's melting it.
Yeah, metal molded gun.
Okay. All right. Nothing seems to. Oh, okay. Now we've got the hunting rifle in the more scenic environment here. And what are they shooting at?
This is
a castle.
Can we go to that castle he was firing on?
Yeah.
That is from Elden Ring. It's an area in the area of the lakes. This is where you find the guy that lets you get to Moog. This is literally from Elden Ring.
It looks like Britain.
Yeah.
And he's shooting a bolt action like
it's a full automatic shotgun. Yeah. But remember, we're showing this is the best and the brightest and the future of AI gaming. Okay, guys. So maybe be a little bit more respectful in the way you talk about it.
I love AI gaming.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Here we got a sniper shot. Any good first-person shooter needs a sniping sequence. Am I right? So let's see what they're sniping at. Oh, what is that?
What is happening?
Who is that guy?
Is that a creature from the back rooms?
I like that he explodes into blood.
What is that?
For the record, I'm pretty sure this is a Halo map.
Yeah. Okay. So they're shooting the creature. I don't know what creature it is, but let's just get that one more time. And you can see he's invisible. So I don't know if this is like a special mechanic or a modifier on this level that they're playing on. But it's invisible first, then he sees him, and then he starts moving. This is like a cryptid video.
I believe the fauna in the back rooms are able to do that. I think that's
okay. Well, so that's where it stole it from.
That looks like a 2013 Minecraft in real life.
Yeah. It does.
I like that we keep going back to this event horizon.
Yeah. I don't know where this is supposed to be or what these blobs are that it starts shooting, but maybe they drop some sort of loot. That I think that's what this is supposed to be. Okay. So you're getting some loot there. Oh, okay. They kind of came apart. There was a little reload. Oh, okay.
Stone.
What are we? Okay, running through the stones naturally.
Oh, I think that's actually from the game Mystery of the Druids.
Oh, okay. Okay. Here he identifies a threat. He identifies a threat. Okay. He's at Stonehenge, I guess, and he turns to see a rock. And what does he have to do? Load into the rock for some reason. I don't know why.
Have you not played Prey 2017?
Yeah, maybe that's what they're going for here. This is and then he has to give a little punch to the rock. Okay, there you go.
This is so epic. This is also Elden Ring.
So now we're running through the environment.
Wait, go back a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit further.
Oh, okay. So he shoots the rock, punches the rock.
So if you go a little, just play it just a sec. Just keep pausing and pausing. There. That is trying to generate, like up in the right a little bit, like with your mouse, just up. That right there, you see it trying to become one of the like walls in Elden Ring where the coffins are poking out of it, and then it fucks up and loses it.
Oh gosh, I clicked on it again. Sorry.
You can see it happen if you watch. Like, there's these walls that you can jump up with your horse. It tries for like half a second, and then it fucks up and loses it. That's like so blatantly what it is, though.
And like, I can't tell what is this like right hand doing? It looks like it's holding a piece of beef jerky or something.
No, that's like the finger.
Is that the finger?
He's pointing.
He needs to go to the doctor, I think, and get that checked out because that's not okay.
Look, maybe he lost a little skin.
Carrot.
Oh! He shot a spell. He shot a spell. It's the finger blast. Okay, I see.
Oh my god.
Gotcha. And what here? I think that's kind of the. Oh no, okay. Here they're showing some of the actual tools and how it works and what you can see here.
Okay.
Okay, so here we can see almost like an Avowed styled world. Marvin, I don't know if you'd agree. Like that's kind of what this is giving.
Crystallian, perhaps.
Any animation.
Yeah.
Very cool sword.
So he's got a sword. Oh, the sword's actually a gun, guys.
Okay, no, that's epic. That's epic.
What?
Yeah, humans couldn't have thought of that one. Is there a place for those projectiles to come out of the sword that makes any sort of sense? No.
It's magic.
But
it's magic.
People expect it to fire from the tip, but if it fires from the side of the blade...
Yeah, I would never suspect it. Yeah. Actually, that's very similar to in Star Wars Rebels. Ezra Bridgers has a lightsaber that has a gun. It shoots bullets out of it.
Oh, okay.
Kind of similar to that.
Star Wars Rebels is also bad, so it's like...
That's crazy. I haven't seen it, but I've heard it's pretty good.
And said, and then you can immediately go into this other breathtaking landscape.
This is The Last of Us.
Wow. Hey, what are you talking about? This is overworld AI. Okay.
Shut up, Chud.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a Starfield gun, I think.
Yeah. Starfield. What is this guy on about? You seamlessly transfer into these other beautiful worlds. Oh, wow.
Is this Sonic Racing Cross Worlds? I think that's what it does that.
So yeah, I'll just kind of let
classic AI generated
let this run now. Yeah, I just wanted to bring this up. This is I guess what they think is good enough to show as like the future of AI gaming. Shooting rocks and weird creatures materializing out of nowhere.
Is the character also being controlled by AI in this scenario?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
No, you're controlling it. Just everything is being AI generated around you.
In these videos, they're definitely doing some weird shit, like the punching of the rock.
Yeah.
I would assume that the character, like its model, is being AI generated. I mean, and even there isn't a model; it's generated.
Well, yeah, but I think Marvin's saying like, why do they just go up and start shooting a rock? Like, I don't know. Because they're stupid, probably.
It's epic.
I don't think there's any control going on. This feels more like it's just generating video that looks like gameplay footage.
No, I'm pretty. These are like worlds that this website makes, and then you can like run around and
if you
do this, I guess. But I'm not 100% on that. From the brief.
Looping back around to where comments are locked, unfortunately, but I guarantee if they weren't, you would see people like, AAA studios are so good.
Yeah,
100%.
No
100%.
Yeah. No woke.
Yeah.
No minorities. It's an ideal video game.
Yeah.
See, I think I actually would be interested in trying this if it was doing what the video is doing, where it's just constantly switching between different games and genres like every 3 seconds. Because I think that would be really funny if you're just running through Elden Ring and then it just switches and you're playing Tetris and then it switches and you're like an Animal Crossing. And I think that could be a very funny experience.
It's like literally like what is the other than it just being stupid and funny, like what is the point of that? We can go to their website to kind of get their mission statement here.
Please.
So Biome is Overworld's open source desktop app for using our Waypoint world models in real time. Okay, so that's for using. So you could, I think you can just download this straight onto your GPU. Maybe we should give this a try.
If it's free, I'll try it.
So if we go to their about here, Overworld is a research. Oh, you guys can't see that. Sorry. Let me pull this up here.
This guy.
Wow.
Overworld is a research and development studio
Kojima?
developing world models that you can actually interact with. Instead of watching previously authored environments, you can create and explore worlds that are shaped continuously by your input. See, now, I don't know about you guys, but when I am given when I'm like, oh, okay, I want to play a game. Let me see what game I want to play. I typically don't go, oh, I want to play something that does not have any thought put into it and is simply reacting to what my actions are in the moment. I personally would prefer something that someone actually put their feeling and their time and their energy into to create something that actually, has a purpose. They're trying to do something. They're trying to say something. They're trying to make you feel something with their gameplay, not just, hey, you can look at a bunch of terribly rendered worlds that are clearly stealing from other games that have no clear objective. Because what is a game without a set of restrictions to it? You know what I'm saying? Like then it's just like an art piece, and in this case, it's not art because it's AI generated. So this is meaningless. But it's clear that this is not that this is going to be the future, but there are a lot of people who want and expect it to be the future.
Right here.
This guy.
There's something a little woke there, I'm not going to lie. You want people to put their identity politics into video games, but I want to be trapped in a room where I can shoot rocks with guns for 9 consecutive hours. That's the ideal video game. Everyone knows.
What? You're right. I'm wrong. And Luis Castricado, he knows what he's doing, clearly. So maybe I should back off.
I will say it's very funny that you could probably apply 95% of what you just said to the hit children's #1 premier gaming website Roblox.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's like even like Roblox has its own problems in like the exploitation of children's like attention spans and stuff. But at the end of the day, at least the games that are like, meaningful on Roblox, quote unquote, like they are still attempting something, like you're still getting games where you're competing against other players and, it's to get money, but that's what all games are kind of in a sense, right? This isn't that. This is just, hey, look at what this technology can do. That's it. There is no other sort of,
even if it's just stealing, there's more like human input and authorship. Like they have to make some decisions.
Yeah.
Whereas this is just like creating rooms that are pointless.
Yeah.
It's just like there really truly is no value to it. I think the term slop does get overused a lot, but I don't think there's a better use for it than AI generated content.
Yeah.
Because it really is just like garbage meant to drop into a trough in front of like consumers just to swallow down. There's no like value to it in any way.
Yeah.
And even something like this where it's like just trying to mimic what playing a game is like.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're not even AI. Like it's not like this is very different than if you were just like AI generate me a character model for my game and then you just drop that in. Because this is just like AI generate me what a computer thinks that Fortnite looks like, and then it like because it doesn't even have like the capacity, or at least I'm thinking possibly this does. I guess I can't say that for sure, but I'm thinking more of like a few years back we were seeing like the AI generated, like you could play Minecraft that an AI model was using your input to recreate Minecraft worlds, and you could do things where like if you were like you could like it was interesting to a degree where it was like, oh yeah, you can like actually mine this block and it will go like, okay, you're doing the mining thing and it's interacting and it will have you have an inventory the model was incapable of being like, this is what there's actually a world around you, and it's more so replicating what it sees.
Yeah.
So like, and I assume with this is if you walk 20 in-game feet in the future, much like that Minecraft thing, and then just completely turn around, it's a completely new generated world right behind you, because it's just right. It's like an AI video being generated. It has some sort of input.
It's what we went over with the DLSS 5 thing when we made that video on it. Like it is not taking stock of the 3D, not physical, but like the 3D space that the engine is creating, it is saying, what are you literally looking, what is on the screen right now, and how can we make what is on the screen better? And so that is not going to be consistent. It's not going to be real. It might be like realistic compared to what, you know, data the AI has been trained on, like real life looks like. So maybe you'll get that, but that is not good realism in games. Good realism in games is having these systems that interact with each other, these lighting systems and geometry systems that interact with each other in a way that makes the world feel consistent and fully realized and like an actual space, not just, you know, shadows look like this in real life, so this is what this screen will look like.
Yeah. Really, more than that, even for me, I think the thing that makes a lot of games click is entirely like the artistry of it. Like we were talking about Kojima earlier, and like seeing the stuff that, you know, makes sense and works in his brain is kind of what makes those games compelling. Because, you know, you can put all those systems together and stuff, the restrictions of it, and you can end up with something like a Crimson Desert, which is like the game is fine, and you know, you see stuff like you can pour water on the sand to make oysters come up or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the follow-up question to that is like, why would I do that though?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, why would I care about this?
Yeah. I think it's a good point. It almost like it's pulling from that idea of like trying to make something realistic without the thought and intention that a human touch brings as to, okay, but how is this making the game fun? How is it making it more interesting? And I know that this is not what you're saying, but like, not to say that Crimson Desert isn't trying to do those things. I'm sure they are, but it does rings kind of those same kind of bells of like bringing that into question.
It's like anytime I see a game where someone's like, you could go anywhere, do anything, do this, you could go this. Like I see even on a much smaller scale, and it's a game with a much more defined thing. I don't want to sound like I'm disparaging it, but like GTA 5.
Yeah.
A lot of people, when they were talking about GTA 5 when it was coming out, like, oh, you know, you can go golf, you can go lift weights, you can do whatever you want in the game. And I'm like, everyone just shoots guys. Why does it matter if I can do that shit?
Yeah.
I don't care about that stuff. It doesn't matter to me.
Unless these systems serve an actual gameplay purpose in what I want to be doing with that game. It's like, okay, well, why is this?
That's why I've always felt a lot more drawn to like Just Cause than GTA, because they don't bother with any of that shit. They just care about blowing shit up. And then when you look at Yakuza as comparison as well, it does have all that weird side content, but every bit of it like serves the bizarre nature of the game and sort of like tells you more about like Kiryu or Ichiban as protagonists.
Yeah,
like the fact that this guy is like a hardened Yakuza member who's going and doing all this shit, and then it's like then also sometimes he just goes and plays slot cars. Yeah. It's like more inherently interesting than just being able to do it for the sake of doing it. Which is what all this AI shit points to. I think it's just like it points to a larger issue with AI as well, even if we ignore the ethical, environmental damages of it. It's like so much of what you see about AI content is just content for the sake of it. People that are like, oh, as an like you could never do this before since if you weren't an artist. And it's like no artist was born being able to do the art. They did the art because they liked making the art.
Yeah.
If you don't like making the art, why are you doing it?
Exactly.
Other than to just generate content to slop out there and then make money off of it.
And I think kind of like what Eli was saying earlier, there are human-made games that I think are pretty similar to things like this, where it's like you can tell that not a lot of care was put into this, and this is pretty strictly a product meant to make money, right?
Yeah.
And I think there are like a lot of Roblox games, like you were saying, that fall into that category. But this is just a much faster and easier way of doing that. And it is a much easier way to be like, oh, if you're AI generating this, no matter what, like there's just no feeling being put into this by definition. Almost, like there's nothing, there's no human touch, no part of this. Even the sloppiest of Roblox games, like Fox said, like at least they're making these, there are humans making these decisions to figure out how to suck the most amount of money out of you. They're still making decisions.
Something there. Like
there's something.
I just held such contempt in my soul for AI.
Yeah.
Like I would rather play. They could make an AI game that is of the level of quality as like Elden Ring or something. I would rather play the worst like Roblox Nami foot simulator dog shit that exists on the planet than some like garbage that was just generated from a prompt.
Yeah.
And I because like I I don't think I have as much contempt as Fox does for AI, but I mean, obviously something like this. But I think things like this hurt when you're thinking of because there are actual uses that you can use AI technologies for that
I'm
benefit the
saying
world and make. But yeah, stuff. But
I'm
it's
saying strictly for art, like creating art.
Oh, okay, true. Because but the having stuff like this this is what is being pushed 99% of the time is terrible, horrid stuff like this, and it just taints all of the actual good uses for it. For using those models to be trained to just automate tasks that people don't want to do, or to have tasks with much higher accuracy than any human can do. And it's let's put all our resources so we can play whatever this is. It's currently being on the screen. It's why
there definitely are practical applications of AI. I don't want to just write off the whole thing.
Oh, true.
I'm
not to speak for you.
I'm still not a fan of ChatGPT and stuff, but even that I think.
Oh, I mean, yeah, even things like chatbots, I don't think serve much of a purpose.
Yeah. But there is definitely medical applications and stuff, but that's never what you see. You see we can get rid of the woke if we generate it with AI.
Yeah,
we'll never have to make art again. It's what are you guys trying to accomplish? I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and just the fact that right now, at least, it's just bad. It's not even close.
Yes. Also, I think that also is a big part of it, is that all of the art that's generated by stuff like this looks terrible. It's never looked good at all. And I think that's a significant problem. Any game, even if these were games made by humans that I am currently seeing on the screen, they look horrid. I would never want to do anything even related to what is being shown.
And it's so clear at what they are directly stealing from these these games, because it is incapable of doing anything else. All it knows is to steal from things that already exist and mash them together into this weird, disgusting abomination.
It's who was that guy, the Asian dude with the headband? He made the most scathing critique of AI I've ever seen in my life. It's so good. I'll find it and send it some other time. But it's I'll see if I can find the guy's name at least so I can mention it.
Yeah.
Similarly, there's a guy on Instagram Reels or TikTok that just prompts one of those chatbots to make videos of that. They pretty much be okay, you're an actor, can you give me this scene? And I've watched 30 videos, and the AI is always awful. It's not even close to getting it right. It does random shit all the time for no reason. And then he got on a call with the owner of the chatbot, and I don't know if this is real, but the owner was like, "You're doing it wrong. Let me show you how to do it," and then couldn't do it right. So it's it's not not user error here.
The guy was Munchie Monk, for the record. I found it.
Interesting.
We don't have to play it or anything, but that's good. If you see it, you'll probably recognize him.
Oh, I know this guy.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the same person that Marvin's talking about, but there's someone that also he does a lot of talking. I don't even know which one it is, but it's one of the ones you can actually speak to, and it will give you responses. And you can ask it, it can analyze through your camera. And there was one I saw very recently where he was like, hey, look at how disgusting and hideous this AI filter made my face. And the AI is cloud. It's your misshapen forehead and disgusting eyes. And he's like, hey, actually, I don't have an AI filter on. And then it's the way that these they're programmed to act, it's they are only to please you. And so the AI just starts freaking out, because it's oh yeah, you actually don't look disgusting. I didn't say that. And he's like, no, but you literally just did. That's the last.
Literally, have you ever seen that Family Guy bit when Peter becomes an executive and he's here's your corporate suck up?
No, but I
know who you're talking about. That guy is just using ChatGPT.
Oh, really? I didn't know ChatGPT had that capability.
There's actually this Eddie Burback video, another Eddie Burback reference, 2-in-1 pod, baby, where he just starts talking to ChatGPT and doing whatever it instructs him to do. And it almost instantly is the government is following you and going to kill you. You need to go hide in the fucking Arizona desert.
A lot of it's AI targets the people that at most should not be like messing with it, because like AI psychosis just is a real thing. Like the AIs will just start like referring to you as like the oracle and like start making people think that they can like tell the future, or like that the AI is God and that like it can like do things. It's like really unbelievable.
I've been thinking about killing myself a lot. It's like, you should, dog. Deuces.
Yeah. Which is like it's a shame, because like even things like I don't particularly ever use Chat GPT, but I don't ever use it as like a chat. If there's any time I'm going to use some AI application, it's like, oh, here's some task that I have no way to automate or do in a reasonable time, and if I just go, hey, here's this XML file that's got all these things in it, could you just pull all of them out for me and then give me a list of them? And it's like, okay, that it can do that in 0.5 seconds when it would have taken me 20 minutes to have went through and done all that. But instead people use it to talk up to it like it's a real person.
Like it's a therapist.
Have you like AI boyfriends and AI girlfriends stuff?
Yes, it's unbelievable.
It's bad. But yeah, I wanted to bring this up. I keep seeing it on Twitter, like seriously, for the past like 3 weeks.
I haven't been seeing this, which is interesting. I've never seen this.
I mean, it's only got 1.2 thousand, or it's got 2.8 million views. So like, you know, I don't know how widespread it is, but yeah, maybe we'll in the future, if we see some more egregious AI gaming tools, we can point them out.
Can you view the quote tweets on this tweet? I don't know if that's a thing you can do for ads, because I know like oh, interesting.
How would I check that? I don't even know.
It would say like next to the view count, it would say quote tweets.
Oh, I see.
Okay. Yeah,
because yeah. It I would honestly, like, assuming there was, or like Fox said, like with it being, if there were comments, it's gotten to the point where it's just like 95% AI accounts responding to these AI videos about what it is, and then like 5 people in the comments being like, or no, 3 of the people that you can tell are real people, but they're stupid, and they're like, this is epic, this will destroy the lives. And then 2 people they're like, why would I ever want to do this? This looks terrible.
Yeah.
What if this really is the future, and in 5 years all these companies are just making games using AI and nothing matters? At least we have decades worth of good games to go back and play.
True.
That's my solace. That's what I keep telling myself. You know,
you're not gonna get the Neuralink AI gaming upgrade so that you get put into these AI worlds.
No, I'm good. I would first kill myself. So.
Yeah, I don't want to be Mr. Anti-Progress over here.
Yeah,
but I'd rather like jump off a bridge than let them.
But it's like you was saying, like there are things that AI can do to enact real progress technologically. This is not one of them at all. So
yeah, nothing art related. I feel.
No. Alrighty. Let's move on. Now we're going to talk about some games. We don't have a ton to get into today, but there's some things.
It's not a big week of gaming.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it was a big week of gaming for me.
Oh, well, you want to start us off?
I believe I'm first, right?
I'll get our thing up.
Here on my big beautiful list, I got Nomodachi Life Living the Dream. Some of our biggest fans may have tuned into my stream. I was streaming a little bit, and I probably will continue to in the future. I've done a few just streaming it on Discord for, I think, pretty much everyone in here. But yeah, I'm really liking Tomodachi Life Living the Dream. So far, I've pretty much only put in people I know, except for my goat, Alan Wake. He's on the island, but I'm wanting to put in some more fictional characters. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. What do you guys think about it from just watching me play it?
Tomodachi Life for me is probably the game that I am least interested in playing myself, but am most happy exists.
Yeah.
Like I really like seeing stuff from Tomodachi Life, even though I have no interest in ever like dropping the money to play it, or even pirating it. Just like it's not really my type of thing to play. Yeah. But you post screenshots has been I've been loving those.
It's a great watch along game.
Yes, yeah. because I definitely I've been playing it by myself, but I think like even part of the enjoyment from me is like just being able to be like, hey guys, hop in and we'll just like look and watch what's happening together. Because I feel like for it not really being a multiplayer game, it kind of is a social game almost in a weird way. It's fun to share what's going on with your island. Like Marvin, I gave Marvin a little octopus. He likes to play with it.
Yep, I was getting really into that vibe, you know. But for me personally, I didn't even really know what Tomodachi Life was about, so I was enjoying getting to see that for the first time, and then just like the depth of what can happen, I guess, like
yeah,
random people talking about random stuff, and like the customization. Yeah, it's super fun to watch.
Because it's like you don't really control their exact actions, but you can kind of like nudge and push in ways to make them kind of like be like, oh yeah, you should talk about this, or like, here, let me just put these two people together and see like how they'll clash or like vibe with each other.
Yeah, like when your brother started talking to Alan Wake about the dark presence.
Yeah.
No, he was talking to your friend Wise.
Yeah, he was talking to a friend of the show, Wise, about the dark presence from Alan Wake.
So Eli, you were a big fan of the original Tomodachi Life. We're still early days, and I know a big part of the game is kind of how it evolves over time. But how are you comparing it to the first so far?
I think this game, like there are like a few things that are kind of missing that like would be nice to have, but I think that just adding the original Tomodachi Life was more like you didn't there was an island, but you didn't have literally freedom with what you're doing to the island. Honestly, like you pretty much like it being on the 3DS, like you had like a bottom screen that had all the locations on the island, and you could like kind of like go between them. So you couldn't do like what the screen is currently showing, like go in and like actually look and see like, oh, these two guys are just on the street. You could go like everyone had their own room, and they would kind of like live in a big apartment building, and they could like go to each other's apartments, but you couldn't really influence it.
Would they walk around the city on the 3DS version?
Yeah, you could see them like, but you didn't really have like this amount of control. Like you could go like, let me go to like the fountain, and then it's like if there happened to be someone at the fountain, you'd see them there. But like in this version, I could, if I was like, let me throw Marvin at the fountain, I'll just pick Marvin up, drop him at the fountain, and then he'll be like, I love the fountain. The fountain's so cool.
Gotcha.
I know the 3DS version had like ways to share like Mii's and stuff. That's gone from this version, right?
Yes, yeah. There's which honestly, like, I think there's benefits and drawbacks towards not being able to share.
So can you,
like for me, like,
can you explain real quick the difference between how the sharing worked in the original one and how it's not present here?
In the sharing, in the original, you could make you'd make your Mii's, and then if you wanted to share them, you could just export a QR code,
right?
And then the 3DS, you could just scan it, and then boom, you just drop that Mii in. But with this one, if you want to share a Mii, you have to like let's say Fox had the game, and I went over to Fox's house. I could go, here, Fox, here's my version of blank, and just and he could get a copy of it on his island. Which I think that's like probably like if they're
so you have to be in person to do it. I don't know.
Oh, you can share in person. Oh,
okay.
I know that.
Yeah. So I think that's pretty, because then like you can kind of, I think that makes it a little more personal if you're just like, yeah, here, take my like actually my Mii, and have him on your island. But I think that I like, while I would like to be able just to download any Mii, I do think it adds to the gameplay that you can just switch over. It's like if I want to make someone, I actually have to make them. So it's like it kind of gives you like incentive or more playtime, I guess.
Yeah, it's not just, you're not just scrolling like, what are the top Mii's for this person? Let me grab it, throw it in the game, and that's it.
Yeah. And this game doesn't have, it has makeup, so you can like draw on the faces. So like, if you wanted to really like, I'm sure you've probably seen pictures of people like drawing, or even if they're playing like with the hacked Switch or the pirated version of straight up uploading PNGs into the game and like some crazy stuff. But like, I think having some restrictions makes the game a bit more charming, instead of just letting you do like literally everything.
And I think if the trade-off is, allowing for like, utilizing the makeup and all that stuff to really let people create whatever they want and enter whatever text they want, and really giving people the freedom, and then the trade-off is that you can't share it off or share it online. I feel like that's a fine, trade to make.
Yeah.
Because first of all, I know there is a website that people will still upload their me builds, and then you just kind of have to follow what they did to create them. So, there's still a way to share them online. It's just not as simple. And if it means that you can, just kind of let loose and make whatever you want to, it's pretty surprising to me that Nintendo would I know they don't really
have no filter.
Any of the stuff, but having like these filters in place for the text is cool.
I think the most surprising is the text not having it, because having it's be near impossible to go like, oh yeah, you can't make a Charlie Kirk meme.
Sure, yeah.
They're not going to put Charlie Kirk as one of the undoables. But it's like you can type literally anything. There is not a filter. You can type whatever slur.
That was the
anything
first game too, right?
The first game, the game itself didn't have that built in, but the text, like the text box, you couldn't actually type like those words into the text on the 3DS. Yeah.
But the Switch,
you couldn't have singing thing, right? The musicals.
Or sorry, say again. What would you mean by that? Like
the musicals, you could write whatever you wanted, right? I've seen.
Yes, yeah, and that's probably the biggest thing that's missing from this game that you see a lot.
Oh, really?
Is the concert hall's not in this game.
Oh, damn!
I would hope that they added at some point, but yeah,
$9.99.
Hey, and I'd be there. I can have little Nolan and little Fox singing a love song.
So overall, you're happy with it as a sequel? Do you think it lives up to the original?
Yeah, I think so. And I hope that we get more like it's not like I hope that they add more because it's missing content, but I think that just this is a good game that it would benefit from just to keep things fresh. Hey, let's just put in some, because even on with your island, you can build I put seesaws and stuff around, and Tubies will just walk up and just start using the seesaw and having a good time playing with each other. I think it'd be nice if they just kept adding just little stuff like that. Just to be okay, let me put on a merry-go-round or something, and then it's oh look, they're having fun spinning on the merry-go-round. So not that I'm wishing that there's more stuff, but wishing it's good enough that I want more so I can play it more.
Yeah. Cool. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
So look out for more epic Tomodachi Life streams.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely want to hop on a stream with you, and we should, spend some time kind of exploring the island.
I know this weekend both of us have been doing
stuff, busy, so
we weren't able to.
Okay. We are going to
lost Marvin.
Yeah,
he died.
Marvin is gone. He passed. Rest in peace. But now we're moving on to some more Hearthstone Battlegrounds talk. We've talked about this a couple times on the podcast, but there's a new update out. Is that right?
Yes,
that is correct. I'll let Fox take the lead. He's the master of the Battlegrounds.
I've been a big Hearthstone head for a while, and then as you mentioned it, it's quick descriptor. They added a mode that was an auto battler after Teamfight Tactics started doing really well. So it's essentially little auto battler. Everyone's a different hero. Gets to do their own little extra hero power. I don't believe this guy whose footage we're flagrantly stealing is playing on the current
this is
patch. I think this is a little older. So it looks different than this now. It's missing the main things that have evolved from what this is every match has a modifier, which actually, are they still doing the modifiers?
No, I think they got, with the time warp, they got rid of them.
Yeah, okay. They used to have modifiers. Nowadays, it's more straightforward. They might add them back later. We'll see. But they've introduced a new thing to replace what was called the time warp. With the time warp,
we lovingly refer to it as Hitler's reign or the Fourth Reich. Lot.
things in that vein, because it essentially was every match on the 6th and 8th turns. I want to say.
I think so. That sounds right.
It would have you go to a little shop called the Time Warp, where you could either buy 2 1-cost cards or 1 2-cost card that were just disgustingly powerful. And they would completely change the entire framework of what was going on. It got to a point where it's oh, I got this time warp card and my opponent didn't, so I win. And there's nothing
Yeah.
they can really do about it. Which
You
is
had
why we
complete build
refer
around.
to it such. It was like there was like a card called Time Warp Nomi, Time Warp Chef Nomi, which I really loved for elementals. You can see in the like shop he has here, it's like it's a lot of 3/6s, 5/5, 4/4. It's sort of like magic stat allocation. Nomi had it so every time you played an elemental, your elementals would be buffed, depending on how many you play. Time Warp Nomi would buff everything in the tavern. Even if they weren't elementals. So it just became unbelievably consistent. You play constantly. There was shit that consumed things in the taverns, so it would just be like ridiculous stats. If somebody didn't have a Nomi and you did, you probably beat them. Unless they were doing a different build. Because sometimes there are other ones that are completely fucked. Like the ones that let you get tier 7 minions or crazy shit. And there weren't that many of them. So a lot of matches sort of got a little bit samey from time to time. Even with the amount of modifiers they had in place, because like I said, every match had its own modifier as well, in general, and then that's on top of your hero power. Even with that, the time warp was so dominant that it bled together a little bit. And I think they finally released the new expansion and got rid of it, which is great. The current Hearthstone expansion is Cataclysm. Battlegrounds updates on its own schedule. It doesn't go with the standard rotations. So it's a couple weeks after Cataclysm started, and they're doing a new one where they introduced something called Trinkets, or I think they brought it back. It's been a minute since I played. I recently got back into the game with the new expansion. Trinkets, same deal as Time Warp, turn like 6 and 8, or like 5 and 8, whatever it is. And they are still very powerful, but now they act as either like one-time benefit or a permanent modifier that changes the way your tavern interacts. So some of them are like get a crazy powerful minion, sort of like the Time Warp did. And some are like just effects like the Nomi effect you can just get as like a trinket now in the greater trinket slot. But there are like 200 trinkets or some shit. There's way more. So you get way more variants. The builds get way different depending on the trinkets. Like you can have them go in completely different ways than they used to, depending on what trinkets you get. So it's just a lot more variety and a lot more interesting than the Time Warp was, for me at least. It's just like I'm really enjoying this current expansion because I think the thing that makes Battlegrounds so fun is its variance. Like the fact that you do have so little control over it, you just have to give yourself the best advantage you can. Because all the attacks are random. It creates this thing where it's like when it was getting samey, I'm like, okay, well, that's not why I like this mode. If I wanted to play like consistent games where I have like more or less the same strategy every time, I'd play standard because that's what standard card games are fun for. But Battlegrounds I play so I can. But usually, I got a second thing going on the other monitor. I'm hanging out. I like seeing the crazy shit go down. It's a more like relaxed game plan than like ranked.
Gotcha.
It's been very fun. I like what they've been doing.
Net positive on this update, changing the Time Warp stuff.
Yeah,
okay.
I think so very much.
Okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like Hearthstone is just such a weird game in general because it's like truly two completely separate games in one now. Like, the Battlegrounds could be its own launcher. I'm glad that it's not, but it could be. But I think it's just, for me, since I wasn't here for the initial Battlegrounds discussion, I think part of what makes it so compelling over things like TFT or like even, I like Super Auto Pets, I like Battlegrounds more. And I think it's just the sauce that Hearthstone has. Because even though there's a lot of shit to complain about, there's a lot of shit to complain about with Blizzard, they make their games in a way that other people just don't really. Like there's just so much style to it. Like you compare playing standard Hearthstone to Magic Arena. I think Magic is a better card game than Hearthstone. Hearthstone is a better digital card game than Magic Arena.
Yeah.
Because they really lean into it in a way that it doesn't. Like, there's so much style to everything that you can see going on here. Like, not only is the art style great, but there's like every minion has its own little voice line that plays when you drop them in. Between turns, like Bob the Tavern Keeper, that guy in the enemy slot, he like will give you little words of encouragement and stuff that we just repeat to each other now. Just sitting there like, I think you could win this thing. Things like that. It just has something to it that keeps me coming back to it, even though it makes me unbelievably angry all the time. And I think I just got the pretzel mustard achievement, which is the like one you get for not losing a single battle the entire round. Eli doesn't have it.
Yeah, I don't have it.
Just wanted to go ahead and note that.
But to be fair, our times playing the game a little different.
Yeah, a little bit. But I guess that just reflects on me having it and you not having it.
Yeah. It's pretty
As
black and
case,
white.
This is the reminder that I have it, you don't. That's just the fact.
And you'd agree, right, Eli, that this update was a
yes
to the benefit of the game overall.
Because even having not like played without the time warp, it's very clear to see. It's like if someone just if someone's lucky enough to get one of these cards, they just win. Like they maybe not necessarily just win, but they are put just so far ahead that they if they somehow aren't lucky enough to lose, then they're going to get scaled up so quickly that there's actually no way to beat them. And they've gotten, for the most part, rid of that. There still are a few trinkets that I've encountered that I'm just like, this is ridiculous.
Like, how do you beat this?
Considered this being good. For instance, there's a card that what it does is at the end of your turn, it takes the stats of the biggest minion that you could have bought that's like still available before you
in that top row, the tavern there.
Yeah.
Pointing at my screen like that's a thing that'll help at all.
And the thing that there's what trinket you can get that it applies everything it took to both minions to the left and right of it. And it's like, okay, so used to, you'd get like a minion buff of like, I don't know, maybe 50 plus 50 plus 50 or so. But with that, you're buffing 3 minions with plus 50 plus 50. So you're getting a total of 150 plus 150, which just like will continue to scale so much higher. But
yeah, then if you
that's
can get
one of the only ones.
And you have something between it. Now that thing's getting
then that's getting even double, or it's very crazy.
Interesting. Well, I mean, hopefully
there's not many like that.
Yeah, and hopefully like the strategies will evolve. The meta will kind of adapt to these new trinkets, and they can maybe find the particular pain points, and adjust them accordingly. But it sounds like the system as a whole isn't as atrocious as because
you would see the same like 6 time warp minions every game, more or less.
Yeah,
because they were just so objectively better than anything else that you could take. It's like oh, do I want this thing that makes it? And like some of the time warps were trash. It's like there's no reason to ever take this one. So it would have a thing that was like, get a minion from Tavern Tier 1, 2, and 3, or you can get one that's like, you will get the stats of the minions to the left and right of this and double it. It's like, why would I ever pick like the other one? It's just unless you just got like a garbage time warp. And there were a lot of rounds where it's like, if you did get a garbage time warp, it's like, well, I'm out. Nothing I can really do about it at this point. And even then, it was fun to play. So that just tells you how fun the core is.
Yeah. Because I was gonna say, I mean, Eli, you started playing while the time warp like was a thing, right? And so you were still enjoying it so much.
And it still was quite fun. Yeah. And I think also knowing that was leaving helped as well. It was like, okay, soon
something
this
for everybody
will be
to bond over as well.
Do we want to talk about the thing you did to Ben the other day?
Sure, if you want to. It's if you want to describe it, it's a very funny match we had.
Yeah, if what he did to Ben had happened to me, I would have destroyed every expensive thing around me within arm's reach. I would have lost my fucking mind because he essentially there's a minion that you can get called Leroy Jenkins, and if you get him, when he gets killed, he kills the minion that killed him, regardless of what modifiers, what stats it has, does not matter. He will take it with him. And Ben was just outscaling Eli. Eli was not going to be able to catch up. He was 100% had the victory in the bag. So I was like, Eli, you gotta get Leroy. Like I was spectating him. And so he just starts hunting for Leroy. He finds one. He buys it, throws it out, lets him live another turn that he otherwise would not have survived.
Oh.
Keeps going, hunting for I'm like, you gotta get a second Leroy. He starts hunting for it. Forgets that the modifier that was on makes it so that the first card you buy, you get 2 of. So he accidentally makes a triple. Like, and when you get 3 minions, it makes a golden. And the golden Leroy doesn't do anything different from the normal Leroy. So accidentally wasted that. But he still lives another turn. I'm like, you gotta find another Leroy. He starts refreshing, looking for it. We see one that's like changes your hero power to be a different thing. And he's already gotten all the value he can out of his current one. Yeah. So I was like, get the hero power that gives him minion Reborn, which is what makes it so that when it dies, it comes back with 1 health. It only lets you pick between 3 of them. There's like 50 hero powers in the game. He buys it, gets the one that gives Reborn.
Oh my!
Like the only one that possibly could have saved him.
So he could re-trigger Leroy? Is that what happened with the
Leroy comes back with 1 HP and then can die again. So he gets that. Throws on a Leroy, lives another turn, keeps hunting, finds another Leroy, beats Ben.
Oh my gosh! At least Leroy Jenkins is living up to his legendary status. In the WoW community.
Deserve.
So now Ben just has like a mental like block. But he sees it, he's like, "Fuck!"
That's funny. Alrighty. So, Fox, you'll have to forgive me. I don't know how to say this next game that you want to talk about.
Yeah, I believe it's pronounced Brush Jaimu.
Okay. It's a horror. Oh.
You know what, actually?
Okay.
I'll just send a link here. If you want to just open it up and pull it
okay.
into the screen here.
Yes. Pulling it up now. Sorry, everybody.
Yeah. Go ahead and hit the play now.
Okay. I think
we're doing a little impromptu, an impromptu save point.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Special features.
Oh, brush him, Eric. Brush him.
Oh,
bro.
He got you.
Wow, Eric.
What did I do wrong?
If Eric was doing this in real life, I think he would die.
Yeah, I'm very allergic to cats.
I think if he looks at you, you gotta stop.
Yeah.
I'm sure for audio listeners this is enthralling, but I'm basically brushing a cat. Whenever the cat looks at me, I need to stop. Fuck.
Eric.
Wow. Is that
this
it?
Is the entire game. Yeah.
Okay.
I just wanted to bring it up. It's very funny.
Okay, well.
How many hours do you think you've put into this so far?
Me, about 40 seconds, but I just felt like bringing it up.
See, like, I stopped, so I don't really know what.
So funny.
I think I saw a tweet that someone was like, "This is the kind of game a YouTuber in 2015 would squeeze a 20-minute video out of," and that is definitely very true.
100%.
Yeah.
Prime Markiplier would have gone to town.
Oh, 100%, 100%.
Yeah, it's very funny. I just.
No, thanks for bringing that up. I'm glad we had to inform the masses, about Brush Jaimu.
I was going to talk about another cat game, so I figured I might as well bring it up.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I have that pulled up here. Oh.
Eating a delicious slice of pizza, I see.
Wow.
A leftover. Actually, quick segue.
Yeah.
Quick food review. I stopped and got some pizza, some delicious Domino's pizza, as we enjoyed many a night. And if you don't know, Domino's currently has the slice sauce special. Why is it blurry?
Put it like in front of your face. Yeah, there you go. Oh,
delicious slice sauce.
Nice.
Yeah, it's not bad. I feel like it's not as good as putting ranch on pizza, but like, if it was there, I'd give it a few dips. It's similar to ranch, not as good.
Interesting.
I think is how I would describe it. But yeah, not bad.
Okay. Good to know. Next game we've got, and I'm excited to hear about this because none of like the people who have been on the podcast have played this. So this will be a first time talking about it. Eugenics.
Yes. So Eugenics. I've been looking forward to this game for a minute. It is what Edmund McMillan, creator of Binding of Isaac and Super Meat Boy, has been primarily working on for a while now. If you follow him, you see that. And I adore Binding of Isaac. Love Super Meat Boy. Haven't played his other stuff. Those are the two main ones that I've paid attention to. As you can see from the trailer, if you're familiar with Edmund McMillan, very much in his same style. Very crude, crass, like just sort of the humor that it has, and it's very much in line. If you've played Isaac, you know what you can expect from this game's aesthetic. It's very much in that vein still. You can see he loves having the scars on the chest like that. And it's essentially sort of like a Fire Emblem style tactics game that is also a roguelike, and the main loop of the game is that you are breeding these cats together to try and get like the ideal stats that you want on them. Everything in the game pretty much is randomized. The stats on the cats are randomized. The abilities that they get are randomized. When you pick their class, those abilities get randomized too. You don't get to pick those. And it sort of just has you going through beating these levels like this, taking it back home, breeding the cats together to get more cats with higher stats, ideally. But it also has mechanics in place for if you start inbreeding the cats, they start getting mutations that can be usually they have some drawback and then something that makes them more worth it. So as you get further and further into the game, the abilities get more and more varied and your runs start to look more and more different. That's sort of the core appeal of roguelikes to me, is that just there's so much variety in them whenever you're playing them. And this game pushes that to an extreme in a way that I find very compelling.
Gotcha.
You can see it's sort of like you can sort of manipulate what cats breed and stuff by putting them in the same room, but there's no way to guarantee what you want to happen. Really.
Cats can get freaky, I see.
Yeah. You can turn that off.
So, I have not played a lot of Binding of Isaac. Have you, Fox? Were you into Binding of Isaac?
I've played a lot of Binding of Isaac.
Okay. Sorry, I don't know if I missed you say that.
I never dead got it or anything, did everything in the game possible. But I've gotten pretty much all the completion marks with all the normal characters, and I'm I have phases where I go back in and I start grinding through the tainted characters again. But I've put a good amount of time into it.
Okay. How do you think this stacks up as a roguelike to Binding of Isaac?
As a roguelike, it's hard to compare them because the core gameplay is so different between them. The game that comes to mind most for me when comparing to Eugenics is actually Into the Breach.
Yeah.
If you've ever played that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Very similar core to it, but it handles things in a way that's very different because it still has narrative progression as well. There are 3 major acts. I haven't made it past the first yet. I've only made it through the
interesting
sewers stage. But as you go, you find out stuff progresses. It's not just an endless loop. The game is very more than pretty much any roguelike I've ever played. It does not ever want you to fall back on the same strategies even a single time.
Interesting.
There's going to be stuff that's best practices, best strategies. It's the hunter is very powerful right now, so you pretty much always want to have one of those. But it does not want you to rest on your laurels ever. In Isaac, it's I can reset for this item. In this game, it's every part of its framing is dedicated to pushing you into playing with what you get instead of fishing for something. So, for example, one of the big things is once you've used a cat for a run, you can't use it again. You can never use that cat again to go in battle. You can keep them in your house to breed with other cats, or you can ship them off to the vendors to upgrade them over time.
If you use a cat and then you ship it to get it upgraded, can you then use it after you upgrade it, or
no? Once you've shipped it, it's gone.
Oh, okay.
So it's if you've used it once, you've used it. There's no using it again. You can try to breed it with another cat to pass down some of its attributes, but sometimes I might end up fighting another cat. It might die of old age, and having cats in your house ends up using food every night, which, as a mechanic, I've never been low on food, but it is there to stop you from just hoarding a billion cats and just endlessly moving the day to the next day to try and get a stray that shows up with the stat that you want. Like, it wants you to be trying out new shit, using unoptimal builds necessarily. And sometimes the game will just fuck you over. Like, it does just have shit that you can do nothing about, and it's like, now I have to figure out how to deal with this. Like, there's an attribute you can get for a cat called Blood Frenzy, where when you kill something with it, it adds an extra turn to it, but now it has madness, which means it'll just automatically move and attack anything that it can. And that might end up getting it to kill another enemy, which gives it another turn of this madness. And it might go and kill another enemy. And then it might get too close to your cats and then start hitting your cats and then doing a ton of damage to them. And just like, now I have to figure out how to keep my cats away from him and hopefully capitalize on this blood frenzy. And just hope that he just wipes out the entire enemy field. And you can see the storage and trash here, like the items that you get. You have pretty limited storage. You have to choose what to keep. When you move to the next day, it's gone. Like anything that you didn't keep in your storage specifically. So it's like the items that you get will break as well, like when you've used them too many times. So you can't use the same item builds every time. Like the shops refresh in random ways, so you can't just keep buying the same shit. Like, it is really, really just trying to be like, you are going to be doing different shit. You are not going to do the same run every time. Like, because even in something like Hades, which has pretty good build variety, you're using the same weapon every time. This game, you can go into it with nothing that you have ever used before, like almost every time. And it really makes you think about what you have.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna give this a shot at some point. I think I would enjoy it.
It's really great, especially if you love tactical games.
Yeah, I think the aesthetic is not super up my alley, but I could probably learn to,
it's very much like the 2010s Newgrounds.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the reasons I've never really gotten into Binding of Isaac, is because I just don't like the aesthetic all that much. I feel like it's so in your face. It's just kind of hard to ignore. It's another reason why I didn't really care much about this game.
It just sort of it hits a point where you're just don't even think about it anymore, I guess.
I can see that.
Because I grew up with the Newgrounds Flash aesthetic, so I do have a fondness for it. Although I'm not as interested in the gross out humor.
I think that's kind of more of what I'm
that's what I meant. Because I don't mind the art style.
Yeah, mechanically, what's there is so strong that it's worth pushing through. But yeah, it's definitely a very raunchy, very crude sense of humor and style that you don't see to this extent a lot. There's floating fetuses there in the screen, a bunch of literal shit enemies. It very much revels in it. In a way that not everyone's gonna like, but I think if you can look past it, you can turn off the humping animations if that bothers you for some reason. It's so hard. I don't notice it at all. But if you've played other Edmund stuff, it's you know what you're in for. I will also say, presentation wise, the music for this game is insanely good. It was done by this guy called Ridiculon, and I'm just curious, if you had to guess what the soundtrack of this game is what would you sort of predict?
I know I saw a trailer or some sort of promotional thing where they were doing almost a jazz kind of rendition of a track from the game, so something like that, maybe, I would guess.
Yeah, it's very big band swing jazz, Frank Sinatra style, with vocals too. It has full vocal tracks for pretty much every major boss.
I think that's a tricky thing for games sometimes, introducing vocals, but if they pull it off well, then
no, because it's actually really interesting, because you can sort of while you're going through the area, you hear the music in the background, and then when you get to the boss, it introduces vocals onto that track.
Oh, that's cool. I like that when games do that.
And there's sometimes it's when you're just doing stuff, your cats will start singing along to it. They'll just start meowing with it.
That's funny.
And you can see item synergies exist as well. If you can get the items correctly, you can combine them in ways that make them more powerful. And I think my favorite track from the game is probably one called Feline Invader from the Crater Maker fight. I just think it's a bop. But yeah, I would say another thing, rambling a little bit with it, I'm just trying to frame my thoughts. How do I word it? I like when a game plays by its own rules, I would say. Like, there are times in games where, you unlock the boss character and they're trash now. Things like that. Or you think like, oh, will this work this way? Mm-hmm. And it's like, oh, no, it doesn't, because that would be too strong. They just don't want you to do that. That makes sense. Eugenics and Isaac, to that matter, do not do that. If you think like, how would this work the way I think it would work? Yeah, it does. In a way that is like crazy. Like there's that blood frenzy I mentioned earlier that gives you the effect madness. If you get a thing that takes away madness, you just get basically infinite turns with that cat. They'll just let you do that. Or like the rock eater ability, like you can find some little debris rocks that you can like chop. Like you can see those there, you can bite them, but then later you'll find enemies made of rocks. You just kill them. You just eat them. It'll say like it'll even sort of hint at that by being like, unless it's a bosses it'll just deal a shit ton to. And the bosses are also so interesting because they always put a complication that doesn't exist with normal enemies.
Okay.
It's like one of the first bosses that you can find in the alleyways is called I think Queen Hippo, something Hippo. And she's like just this big cat that starts with like a thing called Brace, which reduces incoming damage. And when you read over her, it also just has heart problems. And it's like, okay, interesting. And you start fighting her, and you quickly realize she can combo the shit out of you. Like, she will just beat the fuck out of you, move next to you, beat the fuck out of you again. She'll pull, like, crazy wombo combos. And I was like, how am I going to survive this? One of my cats already got downed. If a cat gets downed, it doesn't die immediately. It gets, like, an injury that it'll carry for the rest of the run. Unless you can find something to heal it. But, if you can... Like, they can get killed by enemies when they're down. So it's, like, trickiness there. But I was like, one of my cats is already downed. Like, my other ones are low on health. What am I going to do? And then she just died. I was like, what the fuck happened? And I found out when she loses those 4 brace modifiers, because it goes down by 1 every turn, she, like, sort of stopped and was, like, catching her breath. And I didn't realize that was a mechanic. When she if you can live 4 turns, she just dies. Oh, but then one of the other bosses that you can encounter in that spot is called Risky Rat. And he runs around throwing Bomberman bombs, essentially, that like will blow up a big plus on the screen. And he's just making sure your cats aren't there. Like when it's happening. But I had a time when I encountered him and it happened to be raining outside, which means that like electricity starts chaining to everything that's touching. But his bombs just weren't lit now and they wouldn't explode. Because the rain was active. I didn't even have to think about the fight. I just beat the fuck out of him. Just like, and this is literally, I've only done the first 3 areas. There's way more content in this game. I think I'm like 5% completion.
Wow.
And I already have this amount of variety. And like little details. It really like, there are games that you play where you're like, how did they spend this long making this game? This is not one of them. It's just like, this is makes sense that it took this long.
Awesome.
And another point about its like presentation, almost all of the meows and stuff in the game are sourced from just random online influencers.
I was going to ask about that. Yeah. Are there any you can tell?
I haven't hit anyone I recognized yet. I know Chris Chan is one of them, which was a source of controversy when the game released.
Renowned mother rapist.
Yeah.
I know there's a few of Israel's biggest defenders in there too.
Edmund McMillan is sort of one of those guys that's kind of like the I don't care about politics type of guys. Although I think generally he's pretty like, honestly, if he's going to be making abortion jokes and stuff, and he like, he's not like a conservative per se. But it is like stuff that he's willfully ignorant about. That's like, oh, maybe we shouldn't have the mother rapist in the game, Edmund. But he really did just. he just went around to like anyone with a pulse and was like, "Do you want to meow for my cat game?" Like he didn't pay anyone or anything for it.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember he had like mentioned in like an interview or something that like, or probably just on Twitter, like, you know, there were so many people that he reached out to that like he can't kind of, you know, ensure that each person has like a squeaky clean record, and I get that. I get that to a certain extent, but it is, you know, I just think it's like that is going to be a consequence of doing it then, you know, like people are like criticize you for who you include in your game, and I think it's fair for them to, you know.
Yeah. And to his credit, he hasn't gone on like a big rant being like the Wokies are trying to cancel me.
And listen, I mean, this
makes it a little better.
Yeah, this game has made millions of dollars surely already, you know.
It's done phenomenally well.
It's done incredibly well, so it's not like any of that is gonna affect it. So I don't know. Yeah,
it's interesting. There's like a much larger fan community than I really anticipated cropping up around it. Because, you know, Isaac was obviously extremely popular, and you definitely saw like fan art and stuff, but it wasn't really like, you didn't see people being like, "Oh, this boss is my absolute favorite. I want to make like an AU about it."
Yeah.
Which this one does have to a larger extent, which is kind of cool to see, because part of it might just be, you know, there's something inherently appealing about cats. So people start talking about them and stuff. But there's so much character just oozing out of every crack of the game that I think it's hard to not be compelled by it when you're playing it.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'm interested to see, like, once you get a lot deeper, kind of how your feelings evolve, and if it can keep up that level of like variability throughout.
From what I've seen, it looks like it only gets wider.
That's crazy.
Like I saw somebody get a build where it's just like the second he entered, it just killed everything on the screen every round. You get that for one run.
Were there any other games that we wanted to bring up before we move on to our last little segment here?
I will say I need to leave. Because the last segment, just a spoiler, is going to talk about Strixhaven pre-release, but I need to go to another Strixhaven pre-release, and I need to leave.
Sounds good. Well, real quick, one sentence. How was your first Strixhaven pre-release?
Well, I'll talk a little bit about it. Just quickly.
Okay.
I did the lore hold. I went with lore hold. Went well. I did top. There's only 4 people there, as I spoke about top of the show a little bit. But yeah, I enjoyed it quite a bit. Didn't open anything too crazy, but yeah,
nice,
quite fun. I'll do a little more in depth, I guess, next one.
Sure, yeah. And you'll have 2 under your belt, so
yeah, I'll have 2. And this next one I'm going to is 2-headed giants, so cool. I'll have 2 different perspectives.
Ooh,
that's fun.
Yeah,
well, yeah, that's been the SavePoint Report, episode 6, I think. Thanks everybody for joining and watching this far. Please, leave a comment down below, subscribe, like, do all the stuff. Hopefully, we'll be back next week with another episode. And until then, we will see you later.